Loose again, and it's grabbed by Krivas. Off to Burries to the other end, and he slams it home.
Big time play there by Mo Krivas. He makes a mistake on one end, comes down to the other end, makes a great hustle play leading to a run out.
That's with the ball. Koa Pete. Bounce pass inside to Burries to the bucket, and he jams it home.
That combination where Koa Pete dribbles at Braden Burries in the corner and then it sets up the back door is a thing of beauty.
Valorso into the lane, feed it Burries, left corner, three, and it's good for Braden Burries. Right back at you. So I got something set up from here, right down, right spin move down the lane, turns layup blocked by Burries, grabs the ball down in the corner, and he's fouled with 2.1 to go. Oh my goodness.
Game-saving block there by Braden Burries, coming from the weak side, able to get a hand on that ball there, right at the rim, looking like he had an easy look, and Burries took it away.
Just give him all the awards. Every single last one of them. Braden Burries, Big 12 Player of the Week, Big 12 Newcomer of the Week, Big 12 Starting Five. Arizona's freshman guard out of San Bernardino had one hell of a week during the Wildcats' record-setting 7 days. They go on the road. They knock off BYU, adding another line to the how many top 15 teams can you beat in one season? That was now, what's that, 6 now? 6 top 15 teams in one season that have gone down at the hands of your undisputed, undefeated, number one ranked Arizona Wildcats. And then the cherry on the top Saturday in Tempe against the rivals in front of a whole lot of football recruits for ASU. How do you think that played? So obviously it's the big game. Arizona State. You know it's going to be a big crowd, so that's the game, I guess. Maybe if you're looking to impress your football recruits, you come to Tempe, play for Kenny Dillingham, that you bring all your kids into town. Because, some of the other games maybe aren't as impressive, right? You don't have that big crowd. You don't have the energy. But what about when you bring all your best recruits into town on the Saturday when the number one team's in the country and your building is filled probably with around 40% of people rooting for the other team, and said number one team in the country puts a nice solid W on your head in front of all your recruits, in front of Cam Scattaboo, in front of everyone else that was in the house. James Harden was I didn't see Michael Phelps there. Maybe Michael Phelps has turned in his Sun Devil card. I don't think he was in the building. But there was a whole lot of Sun Devil folks there, big time Sun Devil folks there, and they got a taste of whose state it really is. I don't know if U of A is recruiting any of those football kids, but if I'm Brennan, I mean the first call I'm making is to one of those kids after the game and letting them know, hey, see how we roll? See how we roll down here? We roll up to their building, beat their ass, and take it over. That's how we roll. You need to come down here and play football down here. Not up there, down here. Pretty impressive stuff. Congratulations to Braden Burries. Again, Big 12 Player of the Week, Big 12 Newcomer of the Week. It's no longer Freshman of the Week. It's Newcomer, so it's even more impressive because that's an award that potentially could go to a talented transfer. But not so much. 23 points, Braden Burries averaged last week. Wildcats played the 2 games. 6 rebounds, 4 assists, shot 55% from the field, including 50% from 3. in helping the Wildcats beat BYU and Arizona State. Since the beginning of Big 12 play, Braden Burries is averaging 17 points per game. He has a 3-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio, and he leads the Wildcats in three-pointers made. Best start in program history, 22-0. Unanimous number one in the AP Top 25 poll. Once again this week, were we unanimous in the coaches poll as well, I think? Let me look that up here real quick for you. Yes, unanimous in the coaches poll again this week as well. Although only 59 coaches voted this week. What happened to those other two coaches? They didn't get their ballot in. Were they playing? They played on Sunday. Or now were they traveling on Sunday night or something? What happened there? Only 59 votes. I think it had been 61 in the past. But still, Arizona got them all. All 59 in the AP poll. All 31 in the coaches poll. Unanimous, undisputed, number one team in the country. All right, 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. Glad you could be with us. It is me and it is Dragon Ball today. That's not his name right there, but we'll get that correct. Dragon Ball, your top takeaways on yet another victory for Arizona, the record-setting 22nd in a row to start a season.
Well, listen, it's always been a one-game-a-day kind of thing for Tommy. He's not going to talk about the streak, but, I mean, you can't go without saying that this is a very, very impressive streak with the way that the schedule mapped out for Arizona. Again, you mentioned it with the top 15 victories so far this season. So far, from what I've been able to see, it's just 5 right now. But 5 in and of itself is an impressive feat because, again, sadly, that game against Auburn was only 20th overall.
Right. They were only 20th.
So, but 5 wins over
6
top
ranked
15.
teams, 5 top 15.
Exactly. And in fact, 2 wins over the 3 seed in the same season, which I don't know how many of those you can have in a single season. But so far, you get all those wins in the early part of the season, and now we're getting to that home stretch of the Big 12 schedule that we were all kind of looking at and wondering, okay, how's this going to work out? Because, again, Oklahoma State's up next. You can't overlook them. Then after that, though, you got Kansas State, Texas Tech, BYU, Houston. And there's no guarantee that, again, when we see BYU again, they probably won't be back in the top 15 again. So you have a chance to potentially go up against 4 straight teams in the top 15 of the poll. So it's a marvel to see where they're at right now, 22 straight wins, and they're going to have a lot more competition going up against them. They handled it. After a very, very tight game against BYU, they managed to go ahead and have, again, kind of a tight game against Arizona State up until the final few moments of that contest, and they managed to handle the worst punches that ASU could give them. So give them a lot of credit. They're starting to show that little bit of a mentality of a prize fighter. They can take a punch, but they'll punch you right back just as hard, if not harder.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. When you look at this team, and my top takeaway from the game, David, was the fact that it wasn't maybe necessarily the cleanest offensive game for your point guard, Jaden Bradley, but yet they continue to find ways. I mean, when somebody has an off night, whether that's Jaden Bradley, sometimes maybe that's Koa Pete getting into some foul trouble, maybe it's Motias Krivas or Toby Awaka. There are so many other guys that are right there to step up for this team and to carry it. It doesn't have to be Jaden Bradley every night. It doesn't have to be. And granted, lately it's been Braden Burries for at least the last month now. He has been ultra consistent for this offense and defense now, as you heard with the block to end the BYU game. But even if he has an off night, you just have this feeling it's going to be one of those other guys. Okay, well, it's not Braden tonight. It'll be it's somebody else. Maybe Dwayne Erstode steps up and gets 10 points off the bench. There are just so many different angles, so many different opportunities for people to make their presence known on this team that it's hard to beat them. Hard to beat them. 22 consecutive wins to start the season. So, Dragon Ball, the last time the Wildcats won this many games in a row. Do you remember some of the teams that they beat?
Not top of my head, no.
Okay, so it was 1914 through 1917 last time this happened. So again, these are seasons where the Wildcats maybe only played like 9-10 games in a season. So there weren't a lot of quote games happening, period. So that's why a 22-game win streak could essentially stretch over 4 seasons. I think there was actually one year where they only played 5 games during that time. So let me read you this list, okay? Eastern Arizona Junior College was on that list. Okay, so that's a team that Pima now is beating up on a regular basis. Although I don't think they play Eastern anymore because Eastern is a Division I team, so they don't play the Division I teams that much anymore, if at all. Tucson, Prescott, and Winslow high schools.
Wait, the high school?
Yeah, they played back in the day. Again, there weren't that many basketball teams hanging around, David, in 1915. Okay, that was the year my grandmother was born. My grandmother was born, rest in peace, in 1915. There weren't many college teams hanging around in 1915. So the Arizona Wildcats were playing high schools. Tucson, Prescott, Winslow, among the high schools they beat during that streak. How about Bisbee, Douglas, and Tucson YMCA? Yeah, I kid you not. Going down the road and beating the Bisbee YMCA. That's a big deal in 1915. 1914, 15, 16, and 17. How about this one? San Francisco Native Sons. I have no idea what that is.
Okay,
I didn't even bother to Google it. When I wrote it down, but I didn't even bother to Google it to find out what San Francisco Native Sons is. Okay, so well, I don't know if we trust Wikipedia. Native Sons of the Golden West, a fraternal service organization founded in 1875. How about that? So I'm imagining that's what the San Francisco Native Sons were. It was a fraternity. So they beat a fraternity from California named San Francisco Native Sons. The streak ended in 1917 at the hands of, get this one, El Paso Cactus.
Okay, so that is not what would eventually become UTEP, I would imagine.
I don't know. Maybe. I have no idea. Was UTEP at one point known as El Paso Cactus? I have no idea what that is. Right there. Let's see if that comes up in anything. I have no idea what El Paso Cactus. If you have any idea, maybe you know what the El Paso Cactus is. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 if you have any idea what the El Paso Cactus team was that ended Arizona's winning streak in 1917. El Paso Cactus. There you go. All right, so those were some of the teams. It was not, there was no UConn back in the day. There was no UCLA. There was no Alabama. There was no BYU. There was no Florida Gators. It was San Francisco Native Sons, Prescott High, Bisbee YMCA, and El Paso Cactus.
This is long before a Power Five had even been heard of at this point.
Long before. Yeah, so if you got a history lesson for me on El Paso Cactus, I'd love to know exactly what that is. Clearly, we were able to solve the San Francisco Native Sons, but among the among gentlemen who were members of the Native Sons of the Golden State, how about Chief Justice Earl Warren and former United States President Richard Nixon? I don't know if they actually played basketball for the Native Sons of Golden West, but they apparently were members of that organization back in the day. There you go. That lost to Arizona in basketball. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. All right. We're going to talk Arizona Arizona State. A little bit later in the show, we'll get the thoughts of Jordan Ham from Sports 360 AZ. He was at the game on Saturday. Jordan covers both the Wildcats and the Sun Devils. They do a great job over there. We'll get Jordan's thoughts on all of that. A lot happened over the weekend in sports. We talked a lot about Dylan Brooks last week. He got a huge honor as well. Move over, Braden Burries. You're not the only one in the desert bringing home basketball awards. We'll dive into all of that. It is Super Bowl week, so a lot happening with the Super Bowl. If you want to get in, if you are a Patriots fan, I want to hear from you. 520-848-1290. Where are the Patriot fans here? Where are y'all watching the game coming up this Sunday? If there's a Patriot club, I don't know that I've ever seen any Patriot large throngs of Patriot fans in one location here, but I'm sure there is a place where y'all watch the games. If you're a Seahawk fan, I know there's a 12 bar. There's got to be a 12 bar here in Arizona. Did you have a 12 bar on your list there when you put that list together?
Didn't find a 12
Dragon
bar,
Ball?
but I know
No?
of a lot of people in the desert who are fans of the Seahawks. In fact, a lot of them are from a different kind of desert over in New Mexico. In fact, a college friend of mine won't shut up about it.
Won't shut up. Won't shut up. We back, as he's probably saying.
Oh, that's the least that he's been giving me.
So, I want to hear from you if you're a Seahawk fan. 520-848-1290. Where are you watching the game this Sunday? Are you having your own party? Are y'all going to be congregating together at one of the many establishments here around Southern Arizona? We'll dive into all of that. Tomorrow is the U of A Triathlon National Championship Celebration #2. We'll be live on campus for that tomorrow. So looking forward. We've got a full week of DK on the Sports Tip. Maybe we might, play hooky towards the end of the week. We'll see. I'll let you know if we're going to do that or not. Because we don't have any basketball games until Saturday. So we might take a little break. But if we do, you'll know about it. All right. Much more coming up for you straight ahead. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic. For a collision that occurred I-10 westbound near Star Pass, westbound side of I-10 near Star Pass. Earlier collision there, minor slowing on the freeway. What we are seeing are slowdowns on the westbound I-10 frontage road near Congress, also on the westbound I-10 frontage road near Star Pass. And keep in mind also the Gem Show in town, so a lot of extra traffic in those areas along the area of I-10 near Star Pass in downtown Tucson. 49 the overnight low, 78 sunny tomorrow, and 78 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Napa Auto Parts. In the automotive industry, time and trust matter. Miss an electrical problem and it can slow everything down. That's why Napa delivers electrical solutions the pros trust. The parts, tools, and expertise to catch problems before they become breakdowns. That's Napa know-how.
Hughes Federal Credit Union has an online account that fits your needs and lifestyle. With our free checking account, there are no monthly fees and no minimum balance. 24/7 mobile and online banking, unlimited bill pay, a free Visa debit card with your choice of designs, and a vast network of fee-free ATMs. Or upgrade to a checking plus rewards account that offers discounts, deals, valuable services, and so much more. It's easy to sign up online at hughesfcu.org/checking. Certain restrictions apply. Insured by NCUA.
Advantage Air Mechanical, the team you can trust. Call 792-9400.
When it comes to the comfort and indoor air quality of your home and office, Advantage Air Mechanical has you covered. Breathing healthy air and having reliable air conditioning is important. If you or someone you know is in need of air conditioning services or a new system installation, we are here to help. Advantage Air Mechanical, 792-9400. AZROC 214570.
The garage is more than a place to park your car. It holds prized possessions, and for most, it's a bustling entryway to the home. That's why LiftMaster designed the first ever opener with a built-in wide-angle camera and two-way audio, so you can see what matters and secure what's inside. Ensure your family and prized possessions are secure with a reliable garage door opener that's built to last and powered by MyQ for smartphone control. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit KaiserGarage.com to learn more.
We know exactly what you're not thinking about right now. Wiper blades. But now that you are, take a moment to think about how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America. Why? Because Rain-X thinks about wiper blades all the time. We obsess, so you don't have to. Simply install our blades and then think about literally anything else. So choose Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blades, and then go back to not thinking about wiper blades. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know that hiking isn't for you. Sure, it sounds nice to be in nature while exercising, but that's what a gym and houseplants are for. I mean, you don't even like walking upstairs. So why would you walk up a hill for miles? To what, end up high in the air? Come on, you know you're scared of heights. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Pricing coverage match limited by state law.
The Target, 422 Maple Drive. No tripped alarms, no broken windows. While you were sleeping, they made off with $50,000 in equity, and they didn't even use a getaway car.
Nate here, owner of Blue Sky Pest Control. Don't let termites turn your equity into sawdust. We stop the heist before the damage is done. Call 520-201-2000 for your free termite inspection. Hello, Blue Sky. Goodbye, termites.
It's basketball season, Wildcat fans, and tickets are on sale now. It's no secret the McHale Center is one of the most electric atmospheres in the country. And now is your chance to be part of the madness as Tommy Lloyd, Jaden Bradley, and the rest of the Wildcats compete for a Big 12 title. Get your tickets now by visiting ArizonaWildcats.com/MBK or call the McHale Center ticket office at 520-621-2287. That's 520-621-CATS.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. So glad you could be with us on this Monday. Join the conversation with us. Arizona men's basketball, #1 in the country. A game-and-a-half lead. So this is essentially Arizona's bye week. They'll play just one game because right now they've played 9 games. Most of the teams in the conference, at least on the upper half, have only played 8 games to this point. Iowa State's played 9, but like Houston's only played 8, Kansas has only played 8, Texas Tech has only played 8, BYU's only played 8, Oklahoma State, who's next on the schedule, has only played 8. But there are a handful of teams that have played 9. So the Wildcats with a game-and-a-half lead right now over the Houston Cougars, who are 7-1. 2 up on the Cyclones at 7-2. Kansas and Texas Tech are both 6-2. They're 2.5 out. How about Central Florida? They won the space game, upset Texas Tech over the weekend. They're now 6-3 in league play. Good for Johnny Dawkins and that group. Glad to see Johnny doing well. They've won 3 in a row since they lost to Arizona. Then they went and lost at Iowa State by big. And then since then they've won 3 games in a row to rally and keep themselves in this thing. BYU, I mentioned, they're 5-3. They are ranked 16th, and then it's West Virginia at 5-4. That's the last of the teams over 500. Everybody else is under 500. Oklahoma State will come in here. Well, right now they're 15-6 and 3-5. We'll let you know kind of what the week looks like with the Wildcats not playing at all. There is one game tonight, and it is a doozy. Number 11, Kansas, who had game day in town and everything over the weekend and knocked off BYU at home in a game where they were up 20 at the half and got close in the second half, but they were able to hold off the second team this past week that held off a late Cougars charge, as the Wildcats did the same thing. Now number 11 Kansas has to go on the road to Lubbock and play at Texas Tech. That'll be tonight. Main ESPN game at 7 o'clock. The Red Raiders are a 4.5-point favorite in that game. So that'll be tonight's big Monday game. No games tomorrow. A bunch of games on Wednesday. Central Florida will play at number 8 Houston. Baylor will host Colorado. Oklahoma State will play on Wednesday ahead of their appearance here on Saturday. They will play at home against BYU. So that'll be an interesting game for them to maybe potentially get some momentum coming out here. And that is the Wednesday night Big 12 doubleheader. So can we come up with a name for that? Obviously we have Big Monday.
Wicked Wednesday.
Wicked Wednesday. There's not. It doesn't really roll with Big 12, but I don't know. It's hard to come up with something.
I don't know. There's many synonyms for
12. Like if it was Thursday, we could call it 12 Thursdays, but it's Wednesdays. Anyway, the FS1 Big 12 doubleheader. Game 1 is the game between the Cougars and the Golden Knights. They're back to being the Golden Knights after their one game of being the Citronauts. And then BYU on the road at Oklahoma State is the late game on the FS1 doubleheader on Wednesday. Thursday, one game. West Virginia is at Cincinnati. No games Friday, and then we get into Saturday where there'll be 6 games, including your Arizona Wildcats. The big game on Saturday will be 8th-ranked Houston at BYU in the late main game on ESPN at 8:30. So that is essentially your schedule this week coming up as it relates to the Big 12 Conference. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get on the program. We're talking in the first segment of the show, David, about Braden Burries. Just want to get your thoughts on Braden and what you've seen from him as he's really kind of taking the role as the main offensive threat on this team over the last month of the season.
Well, the main thing that I remember us all talking about at the very beginning of the season was that, okay, Braden Burries is going to be a guy that hopefully is going to be able to be the main ball handler when Jaden Bradley needs to step off the court. And there was a little concern from me just because, again, I've never really liked the idea of a 2-guard playing the 1 just because a 2-guard likes to go ahead and get the shot and look for the shot. But Braden has actually been a very, very good ball handler. He's been able to go ahead and find his offense while also keeping the rhythm of the offense going, getting a lot. The one thing about that's undersold for him is that he's got very good off-ball movement, but he's also got great passing to guys that are coming off of ball screens into the painted area. And we've seen it time and time again with this team. They will feed down low. They will feed the bigs in the paint. Braden's more than willing to pass and let other guys get the shot and eventually come into his own when it comes to time for him to get his shot. So really, in essence, I love the way that he's able to pick and choose his offense throughout the game.
There you go. I mean, he does a fabulous job of that for sure, Braden Burries. So I mentioned Braden was on what they have now, and we kind of talked about this at the beginning of the conference season. It's called the Starting 5, and that is the top 5 players of the week in the Big 12 Starting 5. So he was one of those for this week. And let's get you the other guys that made that list this week, Starting 5. So it was Braden Burries. It was Richie Saunders from BYU. It was Themis Folks from UCF. Tamin Lipsey from Iowa State. And Bryson Tiller from Kansas. That was your Starting 5 in the Big 12 this week. So congratulations to all of those guys that were able to make that list. Braden Burries, though, coming away. So Braden is the 3rd Wildcat to win Newcomer of the Week, as Koa Pete won it twice early in the season. Koa Pete won it in 2 of the first 3 weeks of the year, and then Braden won it. So that's the 2 of them have now won that award. In terms of Player of the Week, he is also the 2nd, as Koa Pete was the Player of the Week in Week 1, and now Braden Burries in this most recent week. A little bit shocking, maybe, that the Wildcats, considering the fact that they're 22-0 to start the season, have not had another Player of the Week. I mean, that's been so. The Koa Pete November 10th, That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That was 12 weeks ago. 12 weeks ago, the Coahuila, the beginning of the season, won Player of the Week. JT Toppin for Texas Tech has won that award 3 times in the last 4 weeks. Well, 5 weeks now, if you count this week in Braden Burries. He's won it 3 times in the last 5 weeks. But again, that just goes to show you, one, how balanced this team has been this year, the Arizona Wildcats, and the fact that, again, although Braden has, I think he now leads the team, he's got 7 20-point games, there haven't been a whole lot of, quote, big-time scores. Like, I think JT scored like 30-plus points in at least 1 or 2 of those games the past few weeks that he was able to garner the Player of the Week award. And the Wildcats have not necessarily, outside of Koa Pete's 30-piece to start the season, have not had those types of performances this season.
No, you haven't seen any kind of like major controller of the offensive flow throughout the game. And the thing about it that's so interesting with the Wildcats is that you look at the game against ASU, how many teams in the country can you think that they had every single starter finish the day with double digits? I mean, even Michigan and UConn, for as wide open as their offenses have seemingly been talked about throughout the year, they still got a lot of guys that are finishing with 4 points, 7 points, 3 points. With the Cats, you've got Yvonne was at 12. The lowest scoring starter for the Cats against ASU was Jaden Bradley at 10. I mean, and that's the guy that you go to that he's really, in essence, I mean, again, it was the call the night for me was Jaden Bradley, Mariano Rivera. He's closing the door. It's like, all right, I can kind of see that. I don't know if I'm going to be calling Jaden Bradley Sandman anytime soon, but I absolutely agree with it that this is the guy you go to close the game out. But when even your starting point guard's only finishing with just 10 points when other teams around the country, their starting point guard maybe have 7 because they're feeding it down low to these swing guys or the big guys down low, I still think there's a lot of opportunity for the offense to kind of get spread around here. So you don't need that 30-point per night kind of guy like you do with BYU and A.J. DeBonsa or Kansas and Patterson. You know, you don't need that necessarily from this year's Wildcat squad.
For those of you, the folks out there that don't know what he's talking about in terms of Jaden Bradley and Mariano Rivera, I'm going to play that for you right now.
Bradley walks it down top of the key. Stop, jumper, right elbow, good again.
Mariano Rivera. It's JB time.
There you go. Hey, I tell you, we had Ryan Hansen on the show, on the pregame show, and I told him, I was like, Ryan, you're dropping all these euphemisms this year, these taglines this year. It's a man's game. Now he drops Mariano Rivera. That's why Ryan is the best, man. Ryan Hansen is as good an analyst as you're going to find on the radio in college basketball for sure. And the man behind what's going to be a huge weekend, huge Saturday, really weekend, but huge Saturday at McHale Center when the 2001 Final Four team comes back for their 25-year class reunion. That's going to be a whole lot of fun. Hopefully a lot of those guys, big-time guys. We had a chance to talk to Justin Wessel. He was on that team. We had a chance to talk to him last spring. Great guy. He's doing some awesome things out in San Diego. So it's going to be fun to kind of see all those guys. Many of them, a few of them, still live in the area. Obviously, Eugene Ederson's still here, police officer up at Pima College. John Ash grew up here and was a walk-on on that team. He's obviously still here locally. And so, and Jason Gardner's back now on the staff with Tommy Lloyd as well. So it'll be fun to see all of those guys this weekend for the 2:00 game on Saturday against Oklahoma State. All right, 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. So we've got, don't yet have a question of the day for you, but we're going to wrap up the ones we actually gave you 2 on Friday. So we'll delve into those. I think the final chance to vote has now passed on, and we got a winner because it was almost a tie. It was a tie. So we'll get you those. We had our continuing in our series of most impactful transfers on the Arizona football team from last season. We went through another set of 4 defensive guys. So now we'll get into each side. Now we'll take the top vote getters from the offensive 4, the top vote getters from the defensive 4, and we'll come up with one on each side who was the most impactful on each side of the ball from that transfer class last year. 25 guys came in. 18 of those 25 guys made an impact on the team that finished 9-4. DCAM the Sports Tip. When we come back, not as good a weekend for Arizona women's basketball. We'll dive into that and what happened with them yesterday at McHale Center. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and new weather.
From the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic. With backups, we got some slowdowns westbound I-10 frontage road near Star Pass, Ahaway and Mission, southbound and westbound slowing. Irvington and Palo Verde slowing at that intersection due to road work. Keno Parkway, travel on Keno south of Ajo, some slowing. And I'm Cricket, and your weather, 49 the overnight low, 78 and sunny tomorrow, and 78 now. That's your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Duke's Mayo. Duke's, it's got twang.
This is the Duke's Country Song. It's a song about the best mayo. It has a yellow lid, and its full name is Duke's Mayonnaise. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
Oh, no, not the sink. Not now.
Plumbing issues can put your life on pause. But with anytime emergency scheduling, the Neighborly Done Right promise, and more, Mr. Rooter Plumbing will have your life flowing again in no time.
All fixed. Much better.
Mr. Rooter is proud to cheer on the Cats. Mention this ad for 10% off any plumbing service. A win for the whole family. Bear down, Arizona.
Mr. Rooter Plumbing, a neighborly company.
The holidays are over, and right now is the best time to start your home renovation project. At the Window Depot, you get factory direct prices, no installers, no middleman, and serious savings. Windows, doors, cabinets, countertops, all in stock and ready to take home today. Perfect for DIYers and contractors who want to save thousands and get materials fast. New year, new projects at the lowest prices. Shop online at thewindowdepot.com or visit a location near you.
Tobacco Barn presents the continuing saga of Captain Tobacco.
We're here at a local Tucson tobacco store where evil high tobacco prices have gone up yet again.
Look, up in the sky.
I'm Captain Tobacco, here to fight evil high tobacco prices.
My hero.
Remember, citizens, save up to 40% on your favorite tobacco products at Tobacco Barn.
Look at those muscles.
Stand back while I hang 5 on these evil high prices.
It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products. You'll pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation. And save up to another $3 off with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com.
He did it!
That's why I'm Captain Tobacco, fighting high tobacco prices everywhere.
Hooray! My hero.
Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia. Check tobaccobarntucson.com.
Tell them Captain Tobacco sent you.
Oh, brother. We know exactly what you're not thinking about right now. Wiper blades. But now that you are, take a moment to think about how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America. Why? Because Rain-X thinks about wiper blades all the time. We obsess, so you don't have to. Simply install our blades and then think about literally anything else. So choose Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blades, and then go back to not thinking about wiper blades. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know that hiking isn't for you. Sure, it sounds nice to be in nature while exercising, but that's what a gym and houseplants are for. I mean, you don't even like walking upstairs. So why would you walk up a hill for miles? To what, end up high in the air? Come on, you know you're scared of heights. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
It's the biggest game on the planet, and nobody breaks it down like Jim Rome.
Who do you think will be the last one standing this year?
Fearless debate and the best callers in sports.
On any given week, you have lots to beef about. Take advantage of it. Get up in here.
Big games, big opinions, and zero mercy.
We will get to all of that. You've been warned.
He's the Spitfire of sports smack.
A lot to get to, and I'm not sure you're going to like all of it. I don't even care if you like all of it or not. I have a job to do.
The Jim Rome Show.
What's your beef?
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
Presented by Robinhood, your money, your move. The NBA has announced the reserves for the All-Star game. LeBron James was named a reserve. LeBron is an All-Star in his 22nd straight season. You gotta give him credit, and especially for the fact that he's playing at a high level at age 41 in his 23rd season. It's really a career unlike any we've seen before. I'm Chris Black.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Tell me.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Super Bowl 60 coming up on Sunday in San Francisco at Levi's Stadium. Seattle Seahawks, New England Patriots. The week has started up there. In fact, we've got some Tucson representation up there. We are looking to try to get a hold of and chat with Toby Bourget, who runs Tucson Turf Elite, which is an elite 7-on-7 and flag football, youth flag football and 7-on-7 squad here in Southern Arizona. He is up there right now, and he is involved with, obviously, the Pro Bowl is no longer an actual football game. It is now known as the Pro Bowl Games. And they play a series of flag football games, have some skills competitions, and Toby is up there, and I think he's coaching up there as a part of one of the staffs that's preparing guys for the Pro Bowl games, which is tomorrow night. We're going to have that. You'll hear the Pro Bowl games right here on Wildcats Radio 1290. So just to give you an indication of tomorrow, we're going to be out at the Triathlon National Championship celebration. That is scheduled to begin at around 3:45, and then we will carry that. So we'll be out there normal start time 3. We'll carry that live with you, have some interviews from out there. It'll be 3 to 5:30 tomorrow's show, so about a half hour shorter than normal. And then we will go and cover the Pro Bowl games, which will go from 5:30 to 8:30 tomorrow night. So 5:30 to 8:30 tomorrow night is when you'll be able to hear the Pro Bowl games. And in fact, Arizona alum Ryan Radke will be anchoring that coverage from San Francisco on Westwood One. So you'll have a chance. Again, that's another Tucson, Southern Arizona connection. to the Super Bowl this week. Ryan Radke will be in on hand for the Pro Bowl games, which will be tomorrow night. All right, I did want to, before we get into obviously to what happened with the women's basketball team as well this past weekend as they played, I wanted you to hear a little bit from Tommy Lloyd after the ball game. 22-0 the start for your Arizona Wildcats, and the new record, first time in program history that the Wildcats have won 22 consecutive games to start a season. Of course, Tommy Lloyd is one of those guys that is not necessarily into those types of things. And here's what he had to say about just kind of setting this mark and how much that matters to him and his team right now.
I'm the wrong guy to talk about that. You guys can talk about that. 1-0. It was a great week. We started off with a tough win at BYU. We get a tough, win. So to win 2 road games in a week in the Big 12, I don't care what your record is, you feel good. So I'm looking forward, to having a little break in our schedule, but I'm also cognizant that we got to keep getting better, and we got to make sure we stay sharp and have great rhythm. And we got a tough couple games coming up. You got Oklahoma State coming home, and then you turn around and Monday you got to go play at Kansas. So not easy.
Not easy at all. And when they go and start that game at Kansas, that is going to begin a run that is going to see the Wildcats play 4 consecutive games against teams ranked in the top 15. If they survive that run, then we've really, if you already didn't believe we had something special going here in Southern Arizona with this basketball team, we may definitely have something special happening if they can survive that gauntlet of 4 consecutive top 15 teams. All right, I mentioned that the Super Bowl happening this week. We'll be carrying the Pro Bowl games tomorrow. You'll hear it beginning at 5:30 right here on Wildcats Radio 1290. Southern Arizona represented in San Francisco this week. And one of the guys that's up there, Toby Bourget, founder of Tucson Turf Elite Football, flag football, 7-on-7, one of the best youth organizations here in Southern Arizona that's surrounded around the game of football, and he is in San Francisco right now. Joins us on the program. Toby, appreciate you taking some time out of your busy day. So tell me a little bit about what you're doing up there. I know you're coaching. Because again, flag football is what you guys do, and that's kind of what this week around the Pro Bowl has become.
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I am in the middle of the Pro Bowl, and I've got some I got some people that I know that are coaching, and they gave me a call knowing that my background in flag football, and they brought me in, and I'm paired up with Torrey Smith and Steve Young and Michael Vick.
Wow.
To name a few, and just trying to help the game in any way I can, and it's been pretty cool. Really cool.
Now, obviously, we talked about your organization, but this goes back even further to when you guys would just play. You were like, I played adult baseball for a number of years. When I got to be 30 years old, I joined a 30 and over baseball league because I still had to get my baseball fix on. But you were kind of along that same lines. You and your guys were actually playing a lot of flag football and leagues and competing and that kind of thing. Did you ever think that when you were just doing that it would evolve into what it's become with your youth organization, NFL flag and everything you guys have done there and being a face of that? I remember Ryland was a face of that growing up to where now you're involved in it at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because Trayson just, we have a family thread, a text thread, and Trayson just said that. He's just like, can you guys imagine Dad 30 years ago thinking that he would be where he is right now? And I'm like, 30 years ago, Steve Young threw 6 touchdown passes to Jerry Rice in the Super Bowl, like almost to the day. And 49ers were my team. Mm. So if anybody would have said, yeah, before you're 50, you're going to be coaching. Steve Young's going to personally bring you out to San Francisco so you can coach against Jerry Rice. And by the way, you're going to be with Michael Vick and Torrey Smith. It's just, it's one of those moments where the kid in me is looking around like, this is crazy. But then I have to snap into okay, I'm actually I'm the guy they're actually bringing in. I'm their ringer, so I have to snap out of that and put my big boy hat on and remember why I'm here. And you know, I'm coaching like Joe Flacco and just all these. It's you look around. Shedeur Sanders is one of the quarterbacks, and you're kind of giving them pointers on flag football as opposed to. You know, it's a little different. It's not a lot different, but it's a little different. And you know, just give them little pointers. And we're going to have to stop Bijan, so I'm working with the defense on that. That's impossible to do. But, it's been fun seeing Bijan every day and just hanging out with these guys and getting to know these players is pretty cool.
Well, and that's another angle of it because Bijan was a part of Tucson Turf Elite coming up here as a youth in Tucson, Arizona.
Yeah. So a lot of people, you know, I've got a lot of partners out there that I don't throw that out very often because I don't ever want to leverage Bijan's name like that. But, like when Oakley found out that Bijan was one of our kids, they're like, are you kidding me? What? You've never mentioned this over the years. I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's like family. It's not like that. But, Bijan is one of our kids, like, absolutely. So seeing Bijan here, and he's having a great time and just doing what he does. But, like you got guys like Puka, and you get to see these guys behind the curtain. It's a neat deal.
We're chatting with Toby Bourquet, Tucson Turf Elite. He's at the Pro Bowl games this week. That'll be tomorrow night. You'll hear right here on Wildcats Radio 1290. So you mentioned like you're giving him pointers to like Shedeur Sanders. So I want to know what that conversation is like. So what are you telling Shedeur Sanders about? Because I don't know. I mean, I'm sure he played 7-on-7, maybe coming up. I mean, it was big in Texas. So, but what kind of things are you telling him that say, Shedeur, this is what you want to do. This is how you want to make this pass here, Shedeur.
Yeah, it's funny. He's bargaining with me for tips. So we'll meet up later today when we get back to the hotel and kind of go over some things and just little things that are different with flag than regular football. You know, obviously we have a few tricks under our sleeve. Anybody who knows Tucson turf football and anybody who's actually been around even longer and seen me play will definitely see some things that you're going to be like. I think it's Leonardo DiCaprio when it's that meme where he like points at the TV, like and goes like, "Hey, there's gonna be some people out there that I played against. They're gonna have some moments like, wait a second, I know that play." Yeah, there's gonna be some moments like that because I've basically scrubbed the playbook a couple times in the last 72 hours and been like, okay, no, this is what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make it where the kids that are going to be watching the Pro Bowl, they watch the Pro Bowl and they're like, oh, this is flag football. This is like what we play flag football. I don't want it to be like you can go to any college or NFL practice and you can see 7-on-7.
Right.
It's scary. It's just it's normal, and there's normal plays. You just run your normal plays, which is cool, which works. But what I'm trying to implement and try to get the NFL and the Pro Bowlers to recognize is that if we add a little flair to it, then you make it flag football, like pitching the ball down the field. Like you don't normally do that because you don't want to fumble. In flag football, you can pitch down the field, and if it hits the ground, it's not a fumble, it's dead. There's throwbacks, right? You got a lot of throwbacks. So, and then the defense has to switch up on stuff like that. So there's some little intricate things that make it flag football, and quite frankly, it makes it funner. Like if you remember the Arkansas Razorbacks in like what was it, 94 when they were like. Richardson was the coach, and it was like 120 points a game, and they were just fast breaking everybody.
Yeah,
that was I forget what they call it, like 80 feet of hell, 60 feet of hell, or something. I don't know, whatever. But point being is that it's like it's football in fast forward. Like it can be so exciting if played correctly, and I'm a pretty passionate purist with the game of flag football. And I know what it has to offer. And if people can see that, and like traditionalist football fans that are like, oh, it's not tackle. But when they see like, oh my gosh, every single play can be super exciting and be a highlight, like every play. Well, that's kind of exciting. You know what I mean? Like they've taken all the crunch time out of football anyways. Like you can't light people up like you used to anyways. Right. So why would you not be intrigued to watch a game that's like watching – it's like watching Hassan Adams and Andre Iguodala their freshman season.
Yeah.
You remember how many fast breaks during a game? I mean, it was like every fourth play was a dunk. That is flag football. And if people would give it a moment and watch these elite athletes play the game, I think eventually it's just going to continue to grow like it is. I mean, it's obviously growing crazy right now.
Well, Toby, there's a lot of people that hate on 7-on-7 and some of the outfits like yours. Why do you think that is?
Well, it's obvious. I mean, because if we're going to talk flag and 7-on-7, those are two different sports as well. Flag is a little. It's got obviously it deals with the younger kids, and it's been an organized sport for almost 50 years. So that's a different thing. 7-on-7, what's happened with 7-on-7 is you're getting older kids, you're getting teenagers, so they're a little more rambunctious. They're always pushing the limits with parents, with teachers, with authority. So that's turned into a little more shenanigans driven as opposed to football driven. And we as a program, we don't participate in that sort of stuff, but that doesn't mean that it's prevalent in that culture of 7-on-7. And that's why it gets a bad rap, because it's earned that bad rap. And now, but what I say to all those who stereotype anything in life is like, you can't say that about everybody.
Yeah.
Like, you can make a statement like 7-on-7 has a lot of stuff I don't really agree with and I don't like. I agree with that. I can agree with that. But don't try to say all 7-on-7 is run by coaches who are just trying to get rich and they're letting kids do this, that. Well, that's not true. That's just painting everybody with the same brush. And I'm not that guy. Like, I don't stand by and just let that happen. I'm like, no. If you want to talk about 7-on-7, the goods, the bads, and the uglies, we can do that. But let's talk about it and be gentlemen about it. But don't just throw out statements that aren't true. That's when that gets a little irritating. But it can help kids a lot in their growth because you're throwing the ball every play. So if you're a DB and you're having to cover every single play, right? Well, that's a benefit. If you're a receiver, you're having to run a route every play. Well, that's a benefit. And if you're a quarterback who has to make a read and throw a football, well, that's a benefit. And so it's kind of like telling somebody, don't go in the batting cage, because a batting cage in the off season, that's not real baseball, right? It's the same exact thing. Like, why would you not want to get live reps if you can get live reps? Now, if it's making your son or daughter turn into a worse human being, then I would suggest you not let them play anything. Like, if it's whatever, right? If it's in the band and their band is making them a bad person, well, don't let them participate in the band. They have something else. Well, it's the same with 7-on-7. If they're turning your kid into somebody who's a knucklehead, well, then don't let them do that. Like, have them do something else. So that I can agree with. But as far as the benefits, come on. There's not a receiver or a quarterback or a DB who hasn't played sevens in high school, like in the league right now. Everybody has done it at some level, at least 95% of them.
Toby Bourget from Tucson Turf Elite is our guest. Toby, real quick here, obviously the growth of the flag football on the girls' side, high schools are adding it every year in the state of Arizona. We talked about Ryland; she's involved in the Team USA end of this because it's going into the Olympics. Do you think we will see girls' flag football on the Division I level at some point?
Yeah, you'll see Division I flag football will be here probably 2029, right after the Olympics.
Okay.
It's on the horizon. I mean, obviously, Nebraska just announced they're the first big D1. The coach for Alabama State is here. He's helping the NFC. And he's a former NFL guy. So they already have it, but it doesn't, listen, until you get 40 teams, it's really, you don't have anybody to play.
Yeah.
So, like, right now, it's kind of one of those caveats where they're like, Nebraska's a D1 team that's offering flag football. Well, this is true, but they don't have any other teams to play against. So until you get 40, then you can make it a national sport like lacrosse and some other sports are like that. But it's on its way, and it's going to happen super fast now. They just passed it. So now colleges now what it is, it's a scramble for funds. Like, what's the minimal funds we need to raise to have this sport at the D1 level? So, Ryland's a junior right now at ASU. She's playing club at ASU, and so she's getting some reps in college now, as well as all her Team USA and adult stuff. So there's a lot of opportunity. Everybody is trying to get to the top 12 in the nation on the women's side for the Olympics. Same with the men's side, but it's a little different with the men's side now, the NFL guys. But there's NFL guys right now that are coming up to me like, hey, look, I want to play. Like, I want to be in the Olympics. And what I'm trying to tell these guys is, look, if that's truly your goal, I don't want to be this guy to tell you this, but as an adult competitive flag football player, you're not ready. And I mean it's no disrespect, but you say that, but you don't understand what you're saying. I don't know if you remember, but we played the U of A guys, Mike Bell and O'Hara. Sean O'Hara was the quarterback. I mean, we played those guys when they were in their prime at U of A.
My guy Sean O'Hara from USC?
No.
Okay,
who was our quarterback? Not Sean O'Hara. Who was our quarterback? Who was O'Hara? Right? He was tall. He's like 6'4", 6'5".
I'm blanking on that.
Anyway, U of A. We played the U of A guys. This is probably 20 years ago.
Right.
But we smacked them. We like when I say we smacked them, I mean, we beat them up like 42-6 type stuff. And then we had to run it back because they couldn't believe what just happened, and we beat them again like 48-12. And I just it's not what you think. Like the spacing's different. Everything is it's the same, but it's a lot of differences. So my point is that in my opinion and experience, the NFL guys, yes, there are certain, like if you're a receiver, just running routes, catching balls, that's one thing. But, to have a running back that, Bijan is one of one, but he's a different guy, but he's played flag. But guys that think that you're just really quick and they're going to get the ball and they're going to elude everybody, that's not really the case because it's not flag. The defenders know how to pull flags and they know how to get in position to pull flags. So there's little moves that flag football guys develop where tackle guys just have never developed it. So like a tight end's not going to be flag football. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
Like maybe you can throw it up to him every now and again, but you're not going to be able to get open, and you're not going to be able to get yards after the catch. So, yeah, there's stuff like that people just don't recognize yet. But hopefully, it's going to happen real quick because the NFL guys are going to mix with the flag football guys that are at the top level, and then people are going to be surprised. I think.
Ryan O'Hara, I think, is who you're talking about. That played quarterback in
Boom, not Sean O'Hara. Yeah, there you go. Ryan O'Hara. Yeah, Ryan O'Hara. Good kid. Yeah, he's a really good guy.
There we go.
But yeah, so yeah, there's a lot going on. The girls' side is huge, obviously, like you mentioned. Girls' flag football is super. There's some rules that are holding that game back right now. So if you watch flag football at the high school level and you're kind of like, that's not what I thought it was going to be, I hope that the rules are there's some slight changes that can make the game a little more explosive. And eventually, I think we're going to get those rules changed at the national level, and it'll trickle down. So we'll see.
There we go. Hey, Toby, appreciate you taking some time out of your stay there at the Super Bowl, Pro Bowl games tomorrow. Have a great time with that, and we'll look forward to talking to you again down the line on everything that it was.
All right, David. Have a good one, guys. Thank you.
There we go. Toby Bargay, Tucson Turf Elite Football Pro Bowl games tomorrow night. You'll hear it right here on Wildcats Radio 1290 at 5:30. All right, get by. We're way past the break, but we'll come back much more in the 4 o'clock hour, which is right now. We're going to talk some Arizona basketball in the 5 o'clock hour. Jordan Ham will join us. It is DK on the Sports Tip. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Celebrate Happy Honda Days at AutoNation Honda Tucson. Save up to $7,500 on pilots, leases starting at $399 a month, and enjoy incredible rates on 2025 and 2026 models. Visit us off Wetmore and Automall Drive today.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. So heads up a reported collision for Swan and Pima and Swan, collision Midtown. Also expect slowdowns for travel on Alvernon at Irvington. For Irvington and Palo Verde, also at Ajo and Mission, westbound and southbound backups. 49 the overnight low, 78 sunny tomorrow, and 77 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone. It's time to say goodnight to that check engine light with the free AutoZone Fix Finder service. It'll help troubleshoot the likely cause of your light for free, so you can drive with peace of mind. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Stay connected while you're on the go with the Wildcats Radio 1290 app. Listen to Arizona Wildcats play-by-play. Get the latest news on your teams and more, all in one place. Download Wildcats Radio 1290 app from the App Store or Google Play today. Wildcats Radio 1290 app is sponsored by Goodfellas Home Solutions.
For quality, honesty, and service you can count on, call Goodfellas Home Solutions. Because when you need help around the house, we can fix it. Need a kitchen or bathroom makeover? Dealing with a clogged drain, leaky faucet, or sewer issue? We'll take care of it fast. We handle just about anything under your roof. Goodfellas Home Solutions. GoodfellasAC.com.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Tune to DK on the Sports Tip weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
Hey, man. It's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. But I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Our beautiful Arizona winter weather brings cooler overnight temperatures, which means some of you are now seeing your vehicle's low pressure warning light. Colder overnight temperatures can lower your tire's pressure just enough to trigger a warning light. But don't worry, many times the solution is simply adding the correct amount of air to your tires. Then get back to enjoying the fantastic winter weather. If adding the air doesn't do the trick, stop by any of our 14 area Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care locations for a free tire inspection and air pressure check. And if you need help with the low pressure warning light, we fix those too. Mention this radio offer for free installation with the purchase of any new tire pressure sensor. We'll install it in your wheel and rebalance your tires absolutely free. You'll find even more specials to get your car road trip ready at jackfurriers.com. So call ahead, make an appointment online, or just drop by. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Since 1960, we're here to get you there.
Every day is a balancing act, with work, family, goals, all asking for more. It helps to have tools that meet you at every step and a team that will always be by your side. We're ICCU. We're a credit union that has been helping members achieve financial success since 1940. In fact, we put member success first, one by one, year after year, for 85 years and counting. Now, we're here for you, Tucson. Join us, ICCU.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, it's Flo here to say drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds.
Nice! With my new savings, I'll get some hiking gear. It'll be great for my outdoor era.
I don't know if it counts as an era if you just buy stuff.
I got a cute hiking backpack. It's an outdoor era.
Well, you only bought one thing. I don't think it's an era.
Well, I think we're in a agree to disagree era.
Yeah, sure, you're probably right. Anyway, with the money you could save by switching to Progressive, you can afford to switch to other things in life. It's
my savings era.
Also, everything you do is not an era.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hour number 2 of our show on this Monday. So glad you could be with us. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Great opportunity to chat with Toby Bourget, one of Tucson's own, up at the Pro Bowl games. Super Bowl week underway up in San Francisco. You'll hear the Pro Bowl games right here. Tomorrow night, a 3-hour presentation on Wildcats Radio 1290, 5:30 to 8:30, anchored by Arizona Wildcat alum Ryan Radke, who calls Sunday Night Football for Westwood One. All right, Arizona men's basketball 22-0. Unfortunately, Arizona women's basketball has lost 6 in a row as they fell yesterday to Oklahoma State.
Zakat's trying to go with the slide and jab step and then spin move around Sugapong and put that one off the glass and score. She's been good on her first 2. It's tied at 4. Well, there's now somebody's open as there's 2 Wildcats defending a cot. Instead, Hurd is going to come to the inner side where there's the wide open shooter, but she's short, though the Wildcats can't get the rebound. It's had by Hurd instead. There's a third effort from a cot that's up and good. Out of the corner of the near side. Awkward exchange there for Wooten. His double team. Go back over in front of Oklahoma State's bench. Hurd's going to put up a 3-pointer. She's got it down. 23 now for Hurd to lead all scorers, and the Wildcats are down 18. That leaves Sugapong trying to defend a cot. She's got her fronted up. That is a tough matchup there for Samea, which she is battling, and now instead outside a 3-pointer is up from Gray and good.
Staley Hurd and Micah Gray had both scored 23 points in that ball game, hitting 9 field goals. They combined to go 8 for 14 from 3. Did the 2 guards for Oklahoma State, winning that game, the Cowgirls over the Wildcats, 88-69. But how about this? Doing so in front of a season-high crowd of 7,802 fans at McHale Center yesterday to see the Wildcats, who, again, entered on a 5-game losing streak. After the game, Becky Burke on all those folks that showed up to support her team.
Let me be, very, very clear. I want to thank every single fan that was in the building today for showing out and showing up for us. This is the only program in the country where we can be having a building season and we can be in, kind of the valley that we're in and still have a record crowd in game number 9 or 10 of the Big 12. This doesn't happen. This is a very, very special and unique place, and I want every single person that shows up and buys a ticket to our game to understand and know that we don't take it lightly. We do not take it for granted, and I'm just so appreciative, and I know our players are as well because, like I said, this is rare, and it does not go unnoticed, and we need them to keep coming and supporting, and when we get this thing rolling, I want those people to say that they were here from the ground level.
A building year, one in which the Wildcats got a tremendous roadblock thrown up in front of them when they lost their leading scorer, Michaela Purdue, and it has forced others to step to the forefront like Samaya Sugapong.
Kick it out with Sugapong, uses a Francois screen, then hesitates, gets to the blocks, and she puts it up from the left side with the right hand, and the Cats have their first lead. Goes back between the circles, Sugapong uses a Francois screen, gets switched and picked up by Egareva. Is going to try a jump shot over. That's up and good. A 3-point shot. Sugapong uses a Francois screen, gets to the top of the key, crosses over. 6 seconds, step back, try a 3-pointer that rattles down. An ICCU charity 3. Samea has 15. The lead is in single digits. 86-64, right at Oklahoma State's average. Here's Sugapong going to try another 3-pointer. She's got that down. An ICCU charity 3. Samea has 25.
She would finish with 25 points, Samaya Sugapong, and 5 of 7 from 3, 9 of 16 from the field in the ball game. Becky, after the game, on what she wants to see from Samaya Sugapong moving forward.
I don't think we want her shots to go up and her assists to go down. I think we want her right around where she's been majority of the season. People are trying to make her life difficult, and I would too. That's part of the game plan when you play us, which I think has definitely opened some things up for Samea. It opened some things up for the other players on our team. But, yeah, we need her to be facilitating and scoring at an equal clip. And what we ask Lonnie to do is a lot. We ask her to defend the other team's best player, to be the most impactful offensively in almost every category. So we ask her to do a ton, but I think she does a good job finding that balance when she feels like she could be aggressive and when she feels like she needs to facilitate.
Tough situation, though, having lost their last 6 games in a row. Another home game coming up on Wednesday, though. Kansas State will be in town. Kansas State coming to town off a win in Tempe over the weekend against the Arizona State Sun Devils. That'll be a 6 o'clock tip-off with coverage at 5:45 over on Freedom 1400 with Derek Palmer. All right, 520-848-1290 is the number to get on the program. We are joined by the third member of our program. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Cricket. Cricket.
Hello.
Hello, how are you, Cricket?
Good, how are you?
How was your weekend? So let's go around the horn. Best thing you did this weekend, Cricket?
Napped. I also walk dogs in pack. What about you guys?
Napped. Okay. How many naps did Cricket take? Or how many naps does Cricket like to have every weekend?
Just 2.
Just 2.
Yes.
So one each day. So one on Saturday, one on Sunday.
Yeah.
How long?
A couple hours if I'm
Couple
lucky.
of hours.
Yeah.
What time? Like right in the middle of the day, or?
Well, my nap was late on Sunday because I was listening to, or on Saturday because I was listening to the game. I couldn't lay down at noon.
Right.
I had to hear what happened.
There
so,
you go.
So it was
you
a
couldn't
little
lay
later.
down and listen to the game while just kind of laying
gosh,
down.
no, you can't sleep during that. Heck no. Because I was like, oh gosh, what's going to happen? I mean, I kind of knew what was going to happen.
So you're one of those guys that our sales guy Keith Rosenblatt, he talked about in our meeting today. He said that 35% of the people that watch the games on TV listen to the games on the radio.
At the
home.
same time?
Yeah, exactly.
I have a friend that does that, and they say the radio, our broadcast, at least on the FM, is like a little bit quicker.
Yeah, it's a little ahead.
faster. Yeah,
it's a little ahead. I think that I've been told they're coming up with a device is going to allow people to correct that. See, like now, what I do on mine is if the TV is ahead, you can like slow it down to match the radio. But if the radio is ahead, then there's not much you can do to you can't slow the radio down to match the TV.
Like can't sync that up.
You can do it backwards though.
Okay.
Which I do that all the time. I'm crazy like that. I'm one of those people.
You're one of those
I'm
35%.
I'm one of those 35%.
Okay. I got your number.
We wouldn't have this problem if TiVo was still prevalent for
Right?
live
Oh my
television.
Gosh, yes.
Oh my gosh.
TiVo. That's old school. You're
Holy
going way
mackerel.
back.
I haven't heard that term in 20 years.
Used to be where you could just go ahead and you could pause the broadcast and then you could play it as soon as you realized, okay, this is where it lines up.
Right.
Let's go. This is lined
There
up
you
now.
go.
Perfect.
Exactly. What'd you do? How about you, Dragon Ball? What was the best thing you did over the weekend? Are you
Besides
still
work
working
here?
on your house?
No, besides work here. I mean, that's
That's
basically
right. You
what
were
my
here.
weekend
You were here Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday, working over
yeah.
at Kim. So, no, just basically we work in here. And then at home, I've officially gotten my girlfriend hooked on a new video game. And so we're playing together and trying to get her caught up to me
So
a little
is
bit.
she a gamer by trade or?
She is a gamer by trade. She just hasn't played video games in a long time. I know that when we first started dating, I surprised her by getting a dual pack of the new Pokemon game that came out. I gave one copy for me, one copy for her, and we played it together. We caught Pokemon in the same little area, so it was fun. It was a nice way to get us involved in that. But no, just trying to get her involved in a new one, and she seems to be taking to it pretty well. And
cute.
I'm having a good time with that.
There you go.
Good.
So I've reached that point in my life where I actually have my own snowbirds now.
Oh,
Wait.
no.
Yeah, I have my own snowbirds.
Wait. Huh?
So we have friends of ours who've come out from Ohio for 5 weeks. So welcome Rich and Renee Shoup
Welcome.
to Southern Arizona. They arrived on Saturday night. We had an awesome dinner hanging out with them at their Airbnb, which is actually like only about 5 minutes from where we live. So it's really cool. So we can walk and meet them all over the neighborhood up there in the foothills and partake in all of the restaurants and bars and all of that kind of good things. So,
That's fun.
yeah, so it was a good time hanging out with them and welcoming them to our community.
Perfect
So there you
weather.
go.
There you
Yeah,
go.
see, that's when you know you're getting old. You got your own snowbirds now, and they're all flocking at the same time. We've got more snowbirds. We've got another one coming in on Wednesday. Sue's coming Wednesday, and then the Shoups have another friend that's going to come out. And so, yeah, we're going to have all the Ohio people are starting to flock here to Arizona because it's like 6 degrees. So
Oh,
Yeah.
how could they live
it's
there
like
ever?
6 degrees.
I don't blame them
exactly.
for being here.
I was like,
Yeah.
you got here at the right time. It's 80 today.
Perfect. Yes.
All right, Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
And from the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Collisions reported at Swan and Pima, Oracle and Glen, also Valencia and Nogales Highway. Some slowdowns at Ajo and Mission, like usual, westbound and southbound, and some backups for westbound Speedway Boulevard at Main Avenue. 49 the overnight low, 78 sunny skies tomorrow, and 75 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by My Doctor Now, your same-day family doctor.
Never wait to see your family doctor again. At My Doctor Now, you don't need to take time off work or even schedule ahead. Open 7 days a week. It's your family doctor. Available same day, every day, guaranteed. Go to My Doctor Now, your same-day family doctor.
Hey, man. It's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. But I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Cookie wants to be a professional wrestler.
I'm Cookie Serratos, and I'm 11 years old.
She also wants to win all the medals. That's why Cookie and her family make every day count, squeezing out her best with Go-Go Squeeze.
Okay, Cookie, let's break for a Go-Go Squeeze.
Go-Go Squeeze fruit-on-the-go pouches are a nutritious snack made from 100% fruit with no sugar added.
Go, Cookie!
Because when you nurture your kids, you squeeze out the best in them. Squeeze out the best with Go-Go Squeeze. Not a low-calorie food. Products range from 11 to 13 grams of sugar and 60 to 70 calories per serving.
En garde!
Ever wanted to try an Olympic sport but think you're too old, too out of shape, too busy, or that those sports are just too unsafe? Think again. Fencing is taking the nation by storm, and it's a safe, fun, engaging sport that's perfect for everyone. Any age, any skill level. Classes are safe, active, engaging, and community-driven. No experience needed, and most clubs offer loaner gear for beginners. Learn more and find beginner classes near you at usafencing.org/tryfencing.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you, gradual breakers. You keep your eyes on the road, so you've seen it all. As long as it all happened directly in front of you, like a Swedish masseuse, your foot knows exactly the right amount of pressure to apply to the brake. That's why your passengers feel totally relaxed with you behind the wheel and occasionally super sleepy. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
This Valentine's Day, celebrate the one you love the most with Hallmark cards at Walgreens. Valentine's Day is the best time to send your favorite person a reminder of just how much they mean to you. A Hallmark card is a super simple and beautiful way to say how grateful you are for the love you two share. Don't forget, Valentine's Day is Saturday, February 14th. Visit Walgreens today to find a Hallmark card that shows just how much you care for them, because love lives here.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be signs that your digestive system isn't working at its best? But taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil supports your daily digestive health using a special plant-based fiber called psyllium. Psyllium works by forming a gel in your digestive system to trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Metamucil's gelling action also helps to promote heart health and slows down sugar absorption to promote healthy blood sugar levels. Start feeling lighter and more energetic by taking Metamucil every day.
Life's busy. Errands, kids, work, the I-10 grind. Who's got time to sit at a detail shop?
That's why Recon Auto Detailing comes to me. Mobile detailing keeps my car spotless without losing a minute of my day.
From mobile washes to in-shop ceramic coatings, tint, and paint protection, we're Tucson's one-stop shop for keeping your ride looking new. Convenience, care, confidence, that's Recon Auto Detailing. Ceramic Pro West, Tucson.
There's never a good time for plumbing issues.
No.
Honey, my parents are here.
Oh, man.
Don't worry. With Drain Masters in Tucson, not only do you get local, professional, full-service plumbing with 24/7 scheduled or emergency service, you get a lifetime transferable warranty on all house water repiping. So this...
They brought my aunts and uncles, too.
...is gonna be fine. Drain Masters, we do it all, and now offering financing. Solid service, fair price, guaranteed. DrainMastersTucson.com.
I'm Taylor Bisciotti with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. It's Super Bowl week, but that doesn't mean the coaching carousel will stop spinning. On Sunday, the Cardinals named former Rams offensive coordinator Mike LaFleur their new head coach. LaFleur signed a 5-year contract with the team. He was an offensive assistant on Super Bowl teams in Atlanta and San Francisco prior to his 3 years as Rams OC. As for the final NFL head coach opening, the Raiders are zeroing in on Seahawks offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak, according to NFL Network insiders Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero. Kubiak held a second interview with the team Saturday, but can't be officially hired until after the Super Bowl. The Seahawks and Patriots both arrived in Santa Clara Sunday night ahead of Super Bowl 60, and that's where NFL Network will be too. We're live in Santa Clara all week long, bringing you the latest Super Bowl news and analysis right up to kickoff on Super Sunday. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Prices so low, they're gonna make you smile. Ask for help, for guides, for a recommendation to add some spirits and wine to your beverage station. Discover something new and let the fun begin. Come on down to Total Wine and More for a guaranteed win.
Drink responsibly, B21. What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you can put your sports IQ to work on the games you know best. It's not you against the house. It's you participating in a live market. Buy or sell your predictions all game long. Trade every play with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
I thought learning a language would be too much work, but Babbel makes learning fun. J'aime Babbel.
Babbel's lessons only take 10 or 15 minutes, and soon you turn and realize, hey, I'm starting to speak another language. How'd that happen?
Babbel isn't robots talking. You learn words and phrases from real native speakers. I was ready for real-life conversations in just a few weeks. So easy.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. We were talking earlier in the show to Toby Bourget, and he dropped an interesting name. Well, first of all, he dropped Sean O'Hara, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's my guy. I went to college at USC with Sean O'Hara, who was the backup quarterback. Interesting story for Sean O'Hara. He was the backup quarterback to Rodney Peete during all of those years, late 1980s. And then Rodney graduated, and Sean O'Hara became the starting quarterback. And he literally, blew out his knee. I want to say it might have even been before the season started. It was either before the season started or the first game of the season. Sean O'Hara blew out his knee. It's one of the worst college football stories ever because if you ever met Sean, just a tremendous guy, had waited his turn, finally got his opportunity, and then blew out his knee. And a young freshman by the name of Todd Marinovich came in, and that was pretty much the rest of that story for that particular season. But Sean went on to play a number of years and win championships in the Arena Football League. He coached in the Arena Football League for a number of years. And so when Toby dropped that line, I'm thinking, Sean O'Hara, my guy Sean O'Hara? But he was actually talking about Ryan O'Hara, who was a member of the 2003 Arizona football team. He started some games at quarterback that year. I don't know exactly his complete record of how many games he started, but Ryan was actually a coach, the quarterback's coach this past season down at Florida for Billy Napier on that team. Unfortunately, that kind of went sideways really quickly and resulted in that whole staff getting blown out. So we'll have to see where Ryan O'Hara lands next, because he had worked for a number of years at Florida behind the scenes. He's been with a number of colleges. He was at Louisiana for a number of years down there with the Raging Cajuns. He was JC coach. He was at Alabama A&M and HBCU, started off his coaching career in JC ball out in California. And so it'll be interesting to kind of watch and see if Ryan O'Hara lands anywhere else. I have not heard that he's gotten another job since the Gator staff was blown out at the end of the year, but quite possibly he has. We'll keep some tabs on that. But kind of interesting, where are they now? Ryan, you probably don't remember much about Ryan O'Hara at quarterback here at the University of Arizona, do you, Dragon Ball?
That was in about 2003, 2000 or so.
Right.
So I was maybe 10 years old at that point. My dad was more frustrated watching the men's basketball program, going back and forth between being Elite Eight to Final Four to Sweet 16 and things like that. The football team was not a major focus
Not a major focus
for at least in our household at the time.
It looks like he played. I'm just pulling up his reference. He played in 5 games that year, threw for 341 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. So obviously, primarily a backup on that 2003 roster. Let's see who else was Let's see who else was on that particular team back in 2003, your Arizona Wildcats. That was probably around the time I would think, who was the quarterback? That was Chris Heavner. Chris Heavner was the primary starter that year. So that was Chris Heavner, Nick Costa, and Ryan O'Hara were your three quarterbacks on that particular team. Chris Heavner, who also went on to be coached high school here in Southern Arizona for a minute, and then went up and was a high school coach. I'm not sure if he's still a head coach or not, but was for a while up in the Phoenix area as well, Chris Heavner. So there you go. That was a team. That was John Mack. That was the John Mackovic disaster team where they revolted against him, and that club went just 2-10. Mike Hankiewicz took over after 5 games, and then that ushered in the Mike Stoops era here at the University of Arizona. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Okay, also, we're dealing with a very unfortunate situation right now here in Southern Arizona. If you have not been following or made aware, the mother of longtime Tucson native and Today's Show host Savannah Guthrie is missing. 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie was last seen at her home in the foothills, not too far from where I live, on Saturday evening. She has been missing. I do want to. There was a press conference earlier. I do want to play you a little bit of the press conference earlier involving Pima County Sheriff Chief Nanos, and let's hear Chris Nanos and what he had to say earlier today.
I believe it was around noon yesterday, we got a call to the Guthrie residence that Nancy Guthrie, 84 years old, was missing. We expended a lot of resources for a missing person that we typically always do. Our search and rescue volunteers, our search and rescue teams, other agencies, Borstar from Border Patrol sent their canines out. They worked tirelessly all day yesterday and all day tonight. All day yesterday and all last night. To no avail. As I said yesterday, we saw some things at the home that were concerning to us. We believe now, after we processed that crime scene, that we do in fact have a crime scene, that we do in fact have a crime, and we're asking the community's help. This community has always stepped up to help us solve some pretty tough crimes. I'm looking for that again. This is a 84-year-old lady who suffers from some physical ailments, has some physical challenges, is in need of medication. Medication that if she doesn't have in 24 hours, it could be fatal. So we make a plea to anyone who knows anything about this, who has seen something, heard something, to contact us. Call 911. We don't need another bad tragic ending. We need some help. Our team is the best. I couldn't speak any higher. I think you know that. We have done some great work with our partners in the Valley. You know, this community, I have to give a lot of thanks to our law enforcement agencies all across this valley, whether it's the Tucson Police Department or some of the smaller agencies. They've all reached out. They've all offered to assist. The FBI, all of them. We work so close with them, and they are all plugged in. We'll continue to work closely with them. But what I really need is I need this community to step up and start giving us some calls. Let us know if you've seen something. We are right now at a time, and I apologize, everybody tells me I talk too softly. We are at a time where, in this investigation, we're now moving forward where we need to depend on technology. our license plate readers, our camera systems throughout the community, anything, everything. And we will download all that data we have from the home, from different pieces of technology we've gotten, and we will use that to our advantage. But the reason I bring this up is that, I'm a cop. I hate politics, but I have to remind our political leaders that they need to quit this banter of every time law enforcement leaders come to you for a need, that you give up these ridiculous remarks about how it's going to be misused. AI is a bad, evil word. The cameras are very bad and evil. I'm tired of that. Those tools in the right hands, with the right minds and the right approaches, are extremely valuable to solving crimes just like this. We need this. We need more staffing. We need a lot of things. But what I really need is I need the community's help with this. So I want to make sure before I take any questions, it is a crime scene. We know that. She needs her daily medication. And anybody that sees anything that even looks, hey, maybe that's her, just take a quick picture. Take a video, send it to us. The number is real easy here locally. It's 911. You can contact our 88 Crime and remain anonymous. You can call me, anybody. I am here to take any questions you may have. It will be a little limited. I apologize for that, but we do have a crime that we need to protect its integrity. I have here Sergeant David Stivers from our homicide team. He has been up all night, so bear with us if we are a little bit fuzzy in our answers or responses, but we're both here for any questions you may have. Let's start, please.
Recognizing your limitations, but can you elaborate at all on what makes you believe it's a crime scene as opposed to someone who left home and just couldn't find their way back?
Well, I think I told you, she is very limited in her mobility, right? We know she didn't just walk out of there. That we know. There are other things at the scene that indicate there was she did not leave on her own. We know that.
All right, that was Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos earlier today, a press conference talking about the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, the mother of Today's Show anchor Savannah Guthrie, who grew up here in this community, and her mother lives up in the foothills. He would later go on to say that he believes that the sheriff's department believes that Nancy Guthrie may have been kidnapped or abducted from her home. So we'll continue to follow that if there's any new information. And like Chris Nanos said, if you have any information that could help them with this case, 88 Crime is the number to call here in Southern Arizona to assist our law enforcement with situations like this. All right, 520-848-1290 is the number to get on the program. We'll have much more coming up for you straight ahead. We're going to talk some Arizona basketball in the 5 o'clock hour. Jordan Ham will join us from Sports 360 AZ. He was at the game on Saturday. We'll get his thoughts on the Wildcats. We'll get his thoughts as well on the state of the Sun Devils, who have, how many games have they lost now? Like 8 of 9 or something along the lines of that. Mm-hmm. It's unfortunately not going well for Bobby Hurley and company up in Tempe. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Collisions that are reported working wrecks for Pima and Swan and Pima, Valencia and Nogales Highway, Cold Road and Sabino Canyon also crashed Tangerine and La Jolla. Westbound I-10 west of Speedway, possible collision there. There are slowdowns on westbound I-10 approaching and passing Speedway Boulevard. And for your weather, 49 the overnight low, 78 sunny tomorrow, and 76 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Taco Bell's new Luxe Value menu has 10 indulgencies for $3 or less. From the opulent new mini taco salad to the decadent beefy potato loaded griller. That much Luxe could have you expecting a maitre d' at the drive-thru. At participating Taco Bells, while supplies last. Price and participation vary. Tax extra.
Imagine every time you make a money move with your Visa credit card, you earn rewards. A large coffee with an extra shot of espresso? 2 times the rewards. That all-you-can-eat brunch. 3 times the rewards. A weekend haul at the wholesale club? 4 times the rewards. Buyers rejoice. With the ICCU Premier Rewards Visa credit card, you can earn up to 4 times the rewards. Your new favorite credit card is from your trusted credit union. Apply today at ICCU.com on approved credit.
The cold Arizona nights are here. Is your furnace ready? For just $59, Right Way is offering a complete system tune-up, ensuring your furnace runs efficiently to keep your home comfortable all season long. Routine maintenance is key to avoiding costly breakdowns. And with over 11,000 5-star Google reviews, you can trust Right Way to get the job done right. Plus, we'll include a free carbon monoxide test for your peace of mind. Call Right Way today at 520-640-2665 or visit us at rightwayac.com for your $59 complete system tune-up.
This Valentine's Day, celebrate the one you love the most with Hallmark cards at Walgreens. Valentine's Day is the best time to send your favorite person a reminder of just how much they mean to you. A Hallmark card is a super simple and beautiful way to say how grateful you are for the love you two share. Don't forget, Valentine's Day is Saturday, February 14th. Visit Walgreens today to find a Hallmark card that shows just how much you care for them, because love lives here.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
En garde!
U.S. Olympians do it. Your neighbor's kid does it. And yes, it's the only socially acceptable way to carry a sword. Fencing. No, not the kind that keeps dogs in. This is the Olympic and Paralympic sport for all ages. Fencing is fun, safe, and welcoming. Physical chess that builds both body and mind. Kids and adults make friends fast, stay active, and even open doors to college programs nationwide. Learn more and find beginner classes near you at usafencing.org/tryfencing.
Wildcat fans, why wait for a great night's sleep? At Factory Direct Mattress in Tucson, you get comfort for life and deals you can't get anywhere else. Shop top-rated brands like the award-winning Puffy, Lisa, and our FDM lineup, all at Factory Direct Savings. No gimmick, no pressure, just comfort that helps you wake up feeling like a champion. Find us at 3936 West Ina Road or at fdmtucson.com. That's fdmtucson.com. Easy to find, easy to say. Stop by today, sleep better tonight, and get ready for Arizona's next victory.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Hey, I got you something.
What's this?
Just a little Galentine's gift from Jewelry Television.
JTV, I love their jewelry. I had my eye on this pearl bracelet on JTV.com. Plus, I love their colored gemstone jewelry. And oh, have you seen their gold?
Right now, take up to 70% off select jewelry and gifts at JTV.com.
You are not going to believe their gemstones and their artisan collections. Gorgeous.
Are you going to open your gift?
It's the pearl bracelet.
Visit JTV.com.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
Presented by Ethos. Learn more and get your free quote at ethos.com/play. Justin Jefferson said the quiet part out loud. Everyone knows that the Vikings would have been better off if Sam Darnold would have stayed, but when your star wide receiver says it, things might get a little awkward between him and J.J. McCarthy next season. McCarthy has a lot to improve upon from last year, and it already cost the Vikings GM their job. I'm Adam Abdallah.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you can put your sports IQ to work on the games you know best. It's not you against the house. It's you participating in a live market. Buy or sell your predictions all game long. Trade every play with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
DQ presents the Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy, bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ Soft Serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into Soft Serve. Plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Spicy Menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy, tastes good. Participation may vary.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, there was a big game Friday night involving rivals in college basketball. It was our Westwood One Sports Play of the Day. Michigan State. The Smarty Pants. The Smarty Pants over at Westwood One Sports told us to take Michigan State, but we opted otherwise.
Big Ten basketball. Late January. Johnson skips and whammo. How about that? Kohler a little late, a little chin music.
Michigan goes on the road to the Breslin Center and knocks off the Spartans in that ball game by a score of 83-71, and it really wasn't that close. They were up big early. How about that? How about, you want to talk about rivalry? How about, like, Dustin May walking out of the tunnel? Did you see that shot? Dustin May walking out of the tunnel and sitting down on his bench with all the white-clad Spartan kids behind him, jeering at him during warm-ups. Did you see that?
I did not catch that. Ooh,
oh,
boy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know that. I mean, there's some vitriol in the Arizona State rivalry, but I don't think I've ever. Well, first of all, you can't like this. It looks like it. I don't know if that's how their student section curves around like that behind the Michigan bench. But yeah, I mean, it was like I felt like that could have evolved into a dangerous situation because there was like there were a couple kids that were trying to get so close to him that they were kind of knocking over chairs. He was just like, and he's just like sitting there with his arms like this out on the chairs, like he's just taking in all these kids behind him yelling. It was it's something. It was something to see. I was like, oh my gosh, that would be very dangerous if that was like Bobby Hurley coming out and sitting in front of the Zona Zoo with his hands on seats like that with all those kids behind him yelling.
I think students are a bit smarter than that. But that being said, I mean, who knows? There's always going to be that one outlier that's going to make some kind of a big, dumb decision that costs a lot of people their seats. So, I mean, as long as they keep it within the realms of, like, don't cross the boundary there, guys. Don't cross the boundary. I think everybody's all right. And plus, if you get a coach that's just sitting like that around those kinds of students, just trying to get in his head, you could tell he loves it. He loves that. He loves that attention.
Yeah. Well, there you go. He was absolutely loving it after the game. His number 3 team in the country wins at 83-71. So how about this stat? You weren't here on Friday. J-Dub threw this one out. Michigan State had been 4-0 against Michigan in games played when the two teams play on Izzo's birthday.
Huh.
Yeah, how about that? So this is the first time that Tom Izzo has ever lost to Michigan on his birthday.
Those are some Kirkjian-esque statistics there. This pitcher has never lost on a Sunday that had rain at 6 o'clock in the morning before opening pitch, things like that. But Tom Izzo, I mean, again, we talked about it a while back about how certain coaches almost become the institutions themselves of the colleges that they coach for. I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle the idea of a Michigan State program not coached by Tom Izzo.
Right.
But that's coming down the road, I'm sure, somewhere down the
Well,
line.
who was the guy he replaced? Who was it? Bud, oh gosh, the guy, the coach that coached Magic at
You're looking for Judd Heathcote.
Judd Heathcote, thank you. Not Bud. Judd Heathcote. I mean, there were people that probably thought that they couldn't imagine Judd Heathcote not coaching Michigan State. They're kind of like the Steelers, because I think it went right. Did it go right from Judd to Izzo?
Yeah, Judd was there for
anybody
19 years, and then Tom has been there since Heathcote left. So that's again 2 coaches going back to
over
maybe the 60s.
35 years. Yeah, that's crazy. That's a long, long time right there. All right, so they told us to take Michigan State. We flipped that and took Michigan minus 120 on the money line. So we won that one right there. I did not check. Let me check. We had an NBA play Friday night as well. They told us to take the Warriors at home on the money line over the Pistons. We flipped that and took the Pistons, and the Pistons won by 7 over the Warriors. So we won. We took both the bets they told us to take. We flipped them, and we continue to win. So we have won now, Dragon Ball, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row. 6 in a row.
It's almost like the people that are paid to tell you what bets to take are giving you the wrong information. Like they make money.
In a row, actually. We won 7 in a row.
Like they make money off of you not making those bets.
Me and J-Dub talked about that on Friday. I was like, I almost think they're giving us the bad information because they're in bed with BetMGM Network. So they don't want BetMGM Network doesn't want you out there winning.
No,
right?
Absolutely not.
No. So we gotta
get all that money we can to help save our hotel and casino in Vegas. That's what we need to do. I can guarantee you, if the Circus had their own, they'd have a very long line of just bad betting information to fix their stuff up
there
too.
You go. So we have now won 7 in a row, flipping what the folks at Westwood One Sports and BetMGM tell us to do. All right, we're going to continue on that trend for sure. All right, let's find out. Of course, it's Super Bowl week, so I don't. If we get any picks other than Super Bowl, it'll be a surprise. It'll be saying something. Let's find out what they gave us today.
Brad Evans here to help you beat the Bulls with Westwood One Sports. If you believe Seattle wins the Lombardi, take an E. Sam Darnold is running more. He's called his own number 3+ times in 6 of his last 7 games. 8 quarterbacks have done the same against the Pats this season. Give me Darnold over 2.5 rush attempts at +110. And kneel downs count. Bet smarter, beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
Now, that's one Dragon Ball that I would be willing to take.
That's dirty. That's just dirty. The best part about this is that I guarantee you last year's Super Bowl, we had the same conversation about Jalen Hurts. And they probably, I don't know how many times Jalen Hurts ran the ball in that game, but if they were hoping for the kneel downs to be the rushing attempts to win that bet, let's not forget they
count. They count.
They counted, but don't forget they threw Kenny Pickett in there to take the knees in the final moments of the game. They didn't let Jalen take those knees. Now that they put that bet on there, I'm halfway tempted to see what was Jalen Hurts' over-under on rush attempts and figure out if maybe somebody in Philadelphia's coaching staff, hey, you want to do something really funny?
Yeah. you want to lose a lot of people some money? Let Kenny Pickett go in there and take the snaps, right?
Make him take the knees.
Yeah, I like that. That's one we may actually. So what we'll do this week for the Super Bowl ones, we'll kind of see what they say, and then we'll make our own decisions. But I like that one. I think I would take Sam Darnold over 2.5 yard, right? Because I think they're going to win. So there you go. That's one kneel down, potentially more at the end of the game. You got to
wonder about the halftime kneel down
right,
too.
Exactly.
And the end of the second quarter kneel down there.
Who knows? So yeah, I'll take Sam Darnold over 2.5 at +110. Absolutely. That is one that I will not flip.
No,
this week. All right, we'll talk a bit more betting in the next hour as well, because our guy, actually, let's throw this out there right now, because we've got a guy who's been texting with us last few days. It's Jay's Plays AZ on Twitter, and he's a hockey guy. So he gave us a hockey play on Friday. There was only one game on Friday, and it was funny. He says his model doesn't have anything good, and he didn't like to force anything, but he gave us Spencer Knight, the Blackhawks goalie, over 25.5 saves in the game against the Blue Jackets. Again, this was from Friday night. Unfortunately, though, that number did not hit. So we did not win on that. I think, let's see, what did he finish with?
He finished with 22 saves, but had 25 shot attempts shot at him. So that's where you got the hit.
Yeah, so it was 22 because he had to have over 25.5 saves. Or what did I say? What was the number I said? He had to have
25,
over 25.5 saves. He only had 22. So we didn't win like that. So our guy Jay said, hey, thanks for the shout out because we shouted him out Friday. He said, sorry we picked up the L. He said, in hindsight, the best play is not to force something. And that's what he did. He forced that one. But tonight he says, tonight he gives us New York goalie David Rittich against the Capitals. So he says, take David Rittich over 23.5 saves against the Capitals tonight.
I can see that. Yeah,
that's minus 100. That's minus 125 over at BetMGM. So again, that's a favorite. Anything over minus 110 is a favorite bet right there. So David Rittich, is that am I pronouncing that correct? Rittich over 23.5 saves tonight. That game starts in 5 minutes, so you got to go right now and get that play in before the game starts.
Yeah. And considering the fact that the Capitals have a tendency to sometimes shoot over 30 shots a game, I think that's going to be a safe one to go ahead and take, too.
So there you go. He also says the Islanders allow almost 26 shots per game, and their goalies have gone over this line 58% of the time this season. On the other side, the Capitals average almost 28 shots per game. His model projects 25 saves there for David Rittich tonight. All right, so we'll play that. We'll put that one on there as well and see if we get if we continue our winning streak come tomorrow. Thanks to Jay Sport. Follow that guy. He's good. Follow Jay Sports, Jay's Plays AZ on Twitter. All right, and he's not paying me to say that. I just say it because I need some hockey. We need these people at Westwood One don't give us any hockey, so. We got to throw out some hockey there for
be
our
ready.
puck
That's
heads
going
here.
to be the only sport that's still going at one point or another.
There you go. All right, DK on the sports tip. Dragon Ball's got everything happening in sports here in Southern Arizona and around the world.
Well, again, the Arizona men's basketball team remains undefeated to start the year. They come away with a victory of ASU up in Tempe. And again, that contest had a couple tight moments until the final few minutes of the game. But while many would grow concerned, Tommy seemed to be pretty even keel in his approach, saying you can learn a lot from that kind of a contest as well.
It's a great opportunity in these games to learn a lot of things, and you always respect competition. You always respect the other coach. And I tell our guys, like, listen, that other coach has a right to tell his team to do whatever they want to do. So we've got to be ready for all this stuff. We got to be ready to make adjustments. I mean, they have as much time to prepare as we do, so they're going to throw things at us. So, we always we respect that, and we want to learn from these situations. And I thought our guys did, they did a few things different. ASU did to kind of in that first half of the game than they had done at our place. And then those are good adjustments. And then we kind of figured out what they were doing and figured out different ways we felt like we could find advantages.
Again, with the victory, the Wildcats remain at the top spot in the APN coaches poll, Michigan jumping UConn to number 2 in the nation's AP poll there. And the Arizona Cardinals have found their next head coach. Rams offensive coordinator Mike LaFleur has agreed to a 5-year contract with the franchise. Mike, the brother of Packers head coach Matt LaFleur, will also likely step in as the team's offensive play caller, according to reports, and is the latest of the head coaching tree of Sean McVay to go ahead and get a head coaching position. I believe that is number 7 for Coach McVay for his coordinators taking over head coaching jobs. And the Reds and all-star third baseman Eugenio Suarez, some Diamondback fans may remember that name, are agreeing to a new deal for 1 year worth $15 million. Suarez is expected to slot in as Cincinnati's designated hitter after 34-year-old picked the Reds over the Pirates after he performed well for both the Diamondbacks and Mariners this past season, going yard 49 times and hitting 118 RBIs last year on the season. And I'm Dragon Ball, the 2020 Sports Update on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Discover your perfect vehicle at Cactus Auto, Tucson's trusted destination for certified pre-owned cars for over 30 years. They offer a wide range of certified pre-owned vehicles featuring the brands and models you love. Their finance experts are here to provide you with top dollar trade-in offers and help you find the best financing options, regardless of your credit history. With approved credit, enjoy no payments for up to 90 days. Trust Cactus Auto for quality, affordable pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, all backed by incredible savings and a 7-day exchange guarantee. Visit cactusauto.com.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Collisions westbound I-10 near Speedway Boulevard was off on the side of the road. Some slowing on westbound I-10 near Speedway. Other collisions, Sabino Canyon north of Snyder, Kolb Road and Sabino Canyon, and Oro Valley, Tangerine, and La Cholla. Crash to the south, Nogales Highway in Valencia. 49 the overnight low, 78 sunny skies tomorrow, and 76 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by the Mine Safety and Health Administration.
This is an important message from the Mine Safety and Health Administration. Mining fatalities, accidents, and injuries are preventable. Staying alert and focused can keep you safe. Take time, save lives. For more resources, visit MSHA.gov.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rockin' Cay. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. 6 model homes are now open to tour at Del Webb at Rockin' Cay. Here, life is about more than just beautiful homes. It's about the experiences waiting outside your front door at this new 55-plus active adult neighborhood. LiveRockingCay.com. Designed by nature. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
They say time flies like a sparrow.
And fruit flies like a banana. We're off to a great start.
If you two don't mind, I'd like to tell our customers about something they won't do in 2026.
I'm not doing a lot of things. Like changing your socks.
Guys, I'm talking about no payments or interest for a full year on a new system.
Oh, people are going to like that. You should tell them.
As I was saying, Alaskan AC can install a brand new heating and air system and have no payments or interest. For a year.
365 days. 12 months.
You'll get all the comfort, and you won't write a check for a whole year.
Ha! Ron still writes checks. He's so old, the first picture of him was an oil painting.
You guys having fun?
I never have fun. I'm having a little fun.
This is big. With approved credit, get a spanking new furnace and AC system. No payments or interest for a year.
Spanking new? Ron talks old-timey.
Schedule your appointment today, whenever you want, online at alaskanac.com.
En garde! Ever wanted to try an Olympic sport but think you're too old, too out of shape, too busy, or that those sports are just too unsafe? Think again. Fencing is taking the nation by storm, and it's a safe, fun, engaging sport that's perfect for everyone. Any age, any skill level. Classes are safe, active, engaging, and community-driven. No experience needed, and most clubs offer loaner gear for beginners. Learn more and find beginner classes near you at usafencing.org/tryfencing.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Our beautiful Arizona winter weather brings cooler overnight temperatures, which means some of you are now seeing your vehicle's low pressure warning light. Colder overnight temperatures can lower your tire's pressure just enough to trigger a warning light. But don't worry, many times the solution is simply adding the correct amount of air to your tires. Then get back to enjoying the fantastic winter weather. If adding the air doesn't do the trick, stop by any of our 14 area Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care locations for a free tire inspection and air pressure check. And if you need help with the low pressure warning light, we fix those too. Mention this radio offer for free installation with the purchase of any new tire pressure sensor. We'll install it in your wheel and rebalance your tires absolutely free. You'll find even more specials to get your car road trip ready at jackfurriers.com. So call ahead, make an appointment online, or just drop by. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Since 1960, we're here to get you there.
Back your hometown favorite. Get your very own exclusive University of Arizona debit card from Hughes Federal Credit Union. Pair your new card with a free checking account that earns dividends with no monthly fees, no minimum balance, and convenient 24/7 online and mobile banking. Visit one of our 7 convenient branch locations to get your card instantly, or open an account online at hughesfcu.org/wildcats. Show your Wildcat spirit all year long with Hughes Federal Credit Union. Certain restrictions apply. Insured by NCUA.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do. We are the home of your Arizona Wildcats. KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Pressure in the backcourt. Burries with the ball for Arizona, being chased. Head to Bradley. Got to get it across the course. Bradley does it. Koa Pete. He'll drive the lane. Slap it home. Owaka with a tremendous screen down low to free up Koa Pete.
Arizona men's basketball has some time off. I would imagine, I don't know how many days Tommy gave the fellas off, but I would imagine they were off yesterday because I think that's kind of been their normal off day in this Saturday, Wednesday time frame. They'll play Saturday. He'll usually give them off Sunday, and then they come back, practice Monday to Tuesday, or Monday travel, practice Tuesday, travel to go play these games on Wednesday. That was the case the first 3 weeks of the conference season. Last year, obviously, they had the big Monday game, so they had maybe a day off or two in between the lead up to the Saturday game, and I would imagine this week will be the same thing with a Saturday game, no Monday game. They were probably off yesterday. Today, they'll come back, start preparation tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, leading up to Saturday's game at home here against Oklahoma State. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Let's see. We had a gentleman checked in on the text groove wanting to chat about his Arizona Wildcats. He says, just wanted to comment on this year's basketball team. We need to acknowledge how special this team is. We are so lucky to have a very special team of young men and coaches that have shown how good they really are. We should all recognize the quality of basketball they are playing. Thank you for keeping Arizona basketball in the forefront of college basketball. Good luck the rest of the season. We appreciate that listener right there for chiming in on the text groove. We've also had a number of people who have chimed in on our YouTube channel about the Arizona Wildcats and this year's team. And one of them, David will go over here, asked if this is the best freshman class in the history of the program. Is this the best freshman class in the history of the Arizona Wildcats? Now, I've only been here. This is season number 18 for me. And I'm trying to remember a freshman class that might have been better. And I don't think I'm coming up with one. I'm not going to sit here and tell you this is the best ever freshman class, but it certainly possibly could be for sure. Your thoughts on that?
I think that it's a short list in regards to he didn't really – I mean, I can't think of any real freshman class that stepped in and immediately made as much of an impact as this group is because, again, a lot of it is focused on Koa Pete and on Braden Burries, and for obvious reasons. I mean, they're very much involved in a lot of it. But, again, we also got to talk about Ivan Karchenkov. He's also been a part of that freshman class, technically speaking, and he's been, I would argue, the more important part of the group because he had to be the one to replace a first-round NBA draft pick because Koa didn't replace a first-round NBA draft pick. For most intents and purposes, Koa Pete replaced a guy who is now playing at North Carolina. Braden Burries is replacing a guy who was basically, like I would say, a second-round pick at the best was what Caleb Love was looking to end up being, and Caleb Love has done a lot in the NBA now to get himself on the main roster. But Braden Burries replacing a guy who was second-round pick, Koa Pete replacing a guy who's starting in another school. Ivan had to replace the guy who was drafted first in the draft.
Yeah.
So I mean, that to me that almost gets overlooked, and we don't really see a lot of loss in production from that spot of the three in the starting lineup with Carter Bryant leaving, which I thought was going to be a big thing of how are we going to replace that kind of production. we haven't really seen that dip because of what Yvonne has provided both offensively and defensively throughout the year. So for best freshman class, I think it's a short list, if any list at all, in comparison to this one.
The freshman on that, though obviously the last team to win 21 in a row was 2013-14. The freshman in that class, now that was a pretty interesting class. It had Rondé Hollis-Jefferson and it had Aaron Gordon in that class. Those were the two main guys that played the majority of those minutes. So there was two in that guy, but none of the other guys really played. There were four of the freshmen on that roster. Elliot Pitts kind of played a little, but not much. Trey Mason obviously was a freshman on that team. He was more of a walk-on. So the outside of the main two guys, Aaron Gordon and Rondé Hollis-Jefferson, both who ended up playing some games in the NBA, and obviously Aaron is still playing in the NBA and has won an NBA title and is a main piece on the Western Conference powerhouse in Denver. That's a pretty good class, but in terms of the sheer numbers, can't hold a candle to this class for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting. I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. 520-848-1290. Edward Taylor was the one that asked the question on our YouTube channel. Is this the best freshman class in U of A history? We had one rebuttal to that. J.R. Belvado chimed in and said, I've been watching U of A basketball for 35-plus years. I cannot think of a better freshman class, at least not as prepared and poised as this freshman class. And the Wildcats have had some really good freshmen over the years.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, what do you think on that? Is this the best freshman class ever? I'd have to go back and do a little bit more research, but just coming off, obviously, I went back just to look at the best team recently, and that was that team 12 years ago, and they had two guys that ended up playing some games significantly in the National Basketball Association, but only two versus the 3.5 guys who have played significant minutes as freshmen on this team. Much different so. All right, 520-848-1290. Let's hear a little bit. We didn't play any of Bobby Hurley after the game. Let's hear a little bit from Bobby Hurley and his thoughts on the Arizona men's basketball team that beat his squad for a second consecutive game.
I mean, I thought we played them at their place as competitive as anybody, maybe minus UCLA. We played them right to the end. It was a one-possession game. So we played them well. We didn't win, and same thing here. We played them well for about 30 minutes and kind of fell apart last 10 minutes.
How does this Arizona team stack up to the other ones that you've faced here?
If they shoot it, if Burries could make enough shots, and Del Orso and the Russian kid, then they're a problem, like a big problem for mostly anybody. Their point guard is great. I mean, he does a great job of running their team, playing defense, making good decisions, making key shots, and then they got great inside play. It just depends on the perimeter shooting. If they could really stabilize that, and that's something, then they're going to have a chance to go to distance.
He said Big Johnson's usually such a big part of the offense that they just do a good job kicking him out of his element.
Who's that?
Big Johnson.
Pig? I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure. Like his individual game, doesn't really matter a whole lot to me right now. I'm just kind of thinking about the bigger picture. I'm not sure on Pig exactly and how they scheme to guard him.
To Morty, is it more encouraging or frustrating that for 100 minutes or so this year you've hung with the number one team in the country, where how good you could be in other games if you're playing this well, or do you take it more as a positive that, hey, we've got something if we just put it together?
I don't. It's kind of too late to put things together, I would say, but like more or less like, we've been scrappy. We compete. We've beaten Texas, beaten Oklahoma, beaten Santa Clara, close games, fortunate to win a couple of them. I think we've kind of done as good as we can do. Like we today played as good a basketball as this team was probably capable of. Now, we should be able to shoot free throws better. There's no excuse for that. there had to be 2 or 3 more rebounds that we should have gotten that we didn't get. And maybe if you do that, it closes the gap a little bit. But yeah, we came close to our ceiling today.
Talk about getting DFA cooking. What did you think about the environment today?
I mean, our fans that did show up were vocal. I mean, unfortunately, there were too many red shirts in the arena, so it was not a home game. It was like a crowd 50-50, 60-40 either way. I mean, it's hard to say, but it was loud in there both ways. When they got it going, it was loud. When we had our little spurt, it got loud. And, I got no real strong opinion on it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that was Bobby Hurley after the game. So a couple of things there. His comment that it's too late. It's too late to turn it on. I mean, there's 11 games left, but clearly it's very similar, David, to what I said at the beginning, 4 games into the Cardinals football season, when I said this is not a playoff team. And you could see it. Yeah, they had been in some games. They were 3-1, and they had been in some games, but it just didn't look like a playoff team, even at 3-1. It's you clearly know your team, I think, early on, or at least he knows his team now. What are they, 22 games in? That, that's not a team that's probably going to do much down the stretch.
No, probably not. And now the big question for everybody in the state of Arizona is, where does this guy go from here? Because you just listen to him talk about it, talk about the crowd, talk about how they're just not getting enough of a push from the players or the fans and everything like that. It sounds like a defeated man. He is so deflated talking about this team already this year. And if that is, in fact, probably the last press conference we need to be concerned about with Bobby Hurley, all I have to say is...
Dun, 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 dun. What movie is that from?
That was from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's when they had to throw out the pizza because it was old.
There you go. There you go.
Which might be the best way of describing the situation with Bobby Hurley. You might just need to throw the pizza out because it's old and it's got penicillin on it.
Maybe we get one more chance at him in the big. It would only be fitting that we play them in the Big 12 tournament and they upset the Wildcats, right?
That would be the worst case scenario, wouldn't it?
Oh man, not if Arizona would rebound to go on and win a national title. Then it would just be fun. It would be a funny footnote in a national championship season how Bobby Hurley's last game as coach in the rivalry, and he beat the Wildcats.
But you know that the Tempe fans would be very quick to be like, "Yo, y'all won a national title, but we beat you. We were the one loss.
Exactly.
We're the one loss.
We're the one team that beat the national champion."
So you can't let that happen. You can't let that exist.
All right, we'll talk some more about the game. Jordan Ham was there, Sports 360 AZ. He joins us next. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Collisions, Cold Road and Sabino Canyon. La Cholla north of Sunset. Southbound I-19 near Irvington, some slowing there, and also backups at Palo Verde in Irvington due to road work. 49 the overnight low, 78 sunny skies tomorrow, 76 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by eBay.
So I was on eBay because I'm absolutely obsessed
with this rare hologram trading card. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. eBay had it. They even had
the perfect parts that fit my car.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay.
Hey, man. Yeah, it's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. But I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
More than 6 million kids in the U.S. have ADHD, and many aren't getting the support they need. At understood.org, we can help. Sometimes in class, the only thing your child can focus on are the thoughts racing through their head.
Why am I always falling behind? Why do I feel so alone?
so different.
Your child is looking to you for answers. But as a parent, you probably have a lot of questions too. What should I do next? Where do I even start? At understood.org, we provide parents with the resources they need to help kids with ADHD thrive. Your child wants to thrive. Be the reason they do. Visit understood.org/the reason to get started.
JT Auto, where their customers are family. Stop by their newest East Side location, conveniently located at 6947 East 22nd, just west of Cole. Open Monday through Friday. JT Auto is a full-service auto shop with satisfaction guarantee, offering you the best in tires and wheels, auto repair, oil changes, computer diagnostics, suspension and brake service, and heating and AC. Bring your car to JT Auto, where their customers are family. 372-7704. That's 372-7704. Or jtautoaz.com.
In a season packed with highlights, only the best rise into legend. NFL Honors, live from the Palace of Fine Arts in San Francisco with host John Hamm. Unforgettable plays, undeniable stars, with the NFL's most prestigious awards on the line. NFL Honors, presented by Invisalign, Thursday, February 5th at 9 p.m. Eastern on NBC, NFL Network, and stream on Peacock and NFL Plus. Sponsored by the NFL.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Westwood One presents today in women's sports. Unrivaled took center stage in the city of brotherly love Friday night, and the 3-on-3 basketball league delivered in historic fashion. Taking the show on the road to Philadelphia's Xfinity Mobile Arena, Unrivaled drew a crowd of 21,490 fans, setting a new attendance record for the venue. It also marked the largest crowd ever for a professional women's basketball regular season game. While the night belonged to the league, the spotlight belonged to Marina Mabry. Mabry poured in a record-setting 47 points, knocked down the game winner, and lifted the Lunar Owls to victory.
We're going to look back and say that we were like the first to play in Philly when Unrivaled traveled and stuff, so to like take it in and soak it in, so I took that as time to go crazy.
If Philadelphia was any indication, Unrivaled's momentum is only picking up speed. With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Jody Jackson on Westwood One.
With love I will build a wonderful thing that makes this life better for you and for me.
Shriners Hospitals for Children has been creating wonderful opportunities for children in need. This life-changing medical care helps them do the things they've always dreamed of. To find out more, go to loveshriners.org.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price since 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Bear down, Wildcats fans. Wildcats Radio 1290 is proud to bring you all of the basketball insights from our Arizona Insiders. Our Arizona Insiders are brought to you by Modelo, brewed for full-time Cats fans. Modelo, an official corporate sponsor of Arizona Athletics.
All right, let's talk some more about what took place up in Tempe on Saturday. Arizona winning a 22nd straight game, most ever to start a season in program history. Jordan Ham was in the arena for Sports 360 AZ. He joins us now. Jordan, always great to talk to you. First, I want to start with just your top takeaways on the game Saturday. It was quite even through the first half as the Sun Devils matched the Wildcats on the boards, but then Arizona started inching higher and higher in that respect, and it allowed them to inch higher away in the game and come out of there with a 13-point win. What were your top takeaways from the contest?
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there. I think for most of the game, it was a closer score, or closer than the score indicated, the final at least. But really, I mean, U of A just showed why they're the top team in the country. They have so much depth. If a certain guy has an off day or off night, there are so many different guys that can pick up the slack there. And you're not relying on just one big scorer. And that's the dangerous part of a team like Arizona when they get deep into a tournament. If one of those big scorers, maybe in previous teams has a bad night, you're out of the tournament. But there are so many different options that they can go to help pick up the slack. And then on Arizona State side, I feel like if they were playing Arizona, if they played like they do against Arizona in the first half this year for every single game, they'd be firmly in the tournament talk. They really play up for this one, but even Bobby Hurley said we maxed out our potential there, and it still wasn't enough when it came against this U of A team.
Interesting. Obviously, Koa Pete had the big ball game, first game. Yeah, I'm shocked he's never played a game at Desert Financial Arena. You would have thought maybe he had played a game there at some point. He came out on national TV after the game interview and said, I looked up in the crowd and I saw my family and I realized I wasn't really playing up to the standard. And I said after the game, he wasn't talking about, a U of A standard. He was talking about a Pete family standard right there. How much, you obviously cover a lot of the high school stuff too as well. How much do you know about that dynamic inside the Pete family and where he comes from and how he's learned this game coming up in the family he has?
Yeah, it's so funny. He has so many siblings, and many of them ahead of him played football.
Yeah.
So you see that physicality on the basketball court. You see where he gets that from. And actually in the preseason, I said, how does a guy who comes from such a football family here in the state end up on a basketball court? And he goes, that was always just something I always just kind of gravitated towards that. And I think basketball is a little bit easier on the parents to watch, not as physical. So that once I kind of had that, my parents were like, hey, let's go ahead and jump into that. And, clearly he's thrived, but, he has the God-given abilities. He has some of those genetics, those traits. And he's been surrounded by, his older siblings and, even some cousins that have played at high levels. So he knows what it takes between the ears and the work ethic to be really, really great. And we saw that at Perry High School, really from the moment he stepped on campus. And he's only continued to grow and push that potential further and further. And now we're seeing it at U of A as well.
Jordan Ham, Sports 360 AZ is our guest. Interesting Saturday, Jordan. There were a lot of bigwigs in the building. James Harden was there. Obviously, as Cam Scadaboo was there. I keep saying, look, Cam needs to keep showing up because every time he's at an Arizona State game, the Wildcats win lately. He was there at the football game, too. A lot of football recruits were there for Arizona State. I said at the top of the show, I said if I was Brent Brennan and I was recruiting some of those same kids, I'd have been calling them up right after the game and saying, see how we roll here at the University of Arizona? See how we went up there and took over their building? How did that play? Because even Brian Jeffries after the game came out and said he thought it was the loudest group of Wildcats fans that he had heard in that building in a long time.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. I'd say it was probably 60-40 Arizona State to Arizona, maybe a touch more, 70-30 Arizona State to Arizona. But, man, those Arizona fans probably counted as 3 per person because of just how loud they would get in those big moments. And I thought Arizona State had some, the crowd got behind them when they had some moments, had some runs. But, we saw that in Las Vegas whenever the Pac-12 tournament would happen there. I'm sure that is happening at Kansas City as well. U of A travels, especially for their men's basketball team. So they're able to really kind of shift that home court advantage quite a bit. So it's just one of the really impressive things, not about this athletics department, but especially this program individually.
All right, let's talk about Bobby Hurley. Obviously, he had the rant after the West Virginia game, Jordan, and then he came out after the game Saturday, and he was asked the question. He said, "Well, it's really too late to turn it on at this point." And then he also said again, he kind of came out and said, our fans were loud, but their fans were here, and they were loud too. Are we seeing the last stand of Bobby Hurley, or can this be saved at this point?
I think we're probably going to see a next chapter coming into this off season. Bobby is in his final year of his contract. It was not renewed or extended or anything like that. I think if he had a really good run here where they were firmly in the tournament, that can certainly be a discussion. But really, I can point back to the Oregon State loss in the non-conference where they had some pretty good momentum. They had wins over Oklahoma and Texas, and they were starting to piece some things together and I think exceed some expectations. And it felt like that just kind of threw everything off. And then it was a couple of conference losses, and they've picked up a couple wins along the way. But I get the feeling that this is probably the last year with Bobby Hurley. And I think he realizes it too, based off some of his post-game comments. He's brought up a couple times, the last couple of years of, hey, maybe I'm just not reaching the guys and I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that. And I think to his credit, outside fans see that as kind of like, oh, here's Bobby going, sky is falling. I think he's really critical of himself, and he's a really tough critic on himself. So a lot of times he'll look inward as, why is this execution not happening on the court for my teams? And a lot of times it's just because they're not executing. It's nothing he can do from the sideline. It's just not necessarily happening, but he's one that will look inward a lot and take the blame, maybe when it's not necessarily his fault.
You obviously, what do you think is going to be his future? Do you think he'll go? Will he coach? I would imagine he's probably going to be a head coach again somewhere. Do you think that's going to be at a major Division I program? Do you see Bobby Hurley coaching at a smaller school? Maybe does he go and join up with his brother and they become a tandem somewhere? What do you think his future is?
Yeah, I could see it going a couple different ways. I think maybe like 1 year with Dan Hurley, kind of get a reset, kind of see what's out there depending on, what options are out there for him. And I don't think Bobby Hurley is listening, but Bobby, don't take this as offense. I think he would clean up as a mid-major coach because of the type of players that really thrive in his system.
Yeah.
It's typically the guys that are overlooked and the guys that have a chip on their shoulder. Those are the ones that really identify with Bobby and really play well under him. And if you look at the track record of him bringing in 5 stars or highly touted guys, like there's a decent shot, and part of this is just college basketball. It's not necessarily Bobby's fault, but sometimes they don't pan out. And I think part of it is Bobby identifies with that kind of blue collar mentality and, going out and really trying to grind things out and prove people wrong. I think that's more set up in the mid-major scenario than it would be in Power 5, where you have to go toe-to-toe, especially in the Big 12. You have to, have some really elite talent just to keep the games close. But if he could find a spot where he's able to find some diamonds in the rough, develop them, has that mentality of just like, I'm going to go ride with you and I'm going to go, be one of those hard workers, I think he could have a lot of success in one of those types of programs.
Yeah, so and it's interesting because, you look at a guy like Masamba Diop. We've got a couple of Singhalese guys on our team who, not to say they won't eventually be good players, but they certainly are not as good in their first year as Diop is. So you could technically say I don't know if Arizona recruited Masamba Diop, but certainly he's a better player than the 2 guys they have on their team currently right now. So he's been able to get some pretty talented guys like that. How did that kid come on that campus?
Well, and that's the thing. He was kind of a late addition in that cycle. They really went, I think Tommy Lloyd does an incredible job scouting the international side of things and bringing players in and developing them, getting them acclimated. Bobby Hurley hasn't really done that all that much with the exception of this year. And he said part of the reason was because now NIL is more competitive, there's a better crop of players overseas that are willing to go to the U.S. To go play because there's less of a drop-off. And Jop was one of those, but you're seeing more international players on this roster maybe than Bobby has ever had combined. But that was just something, game one, it was one of those things where you saw the size of Jop, you saw how he moved in practice, and you're kind of like, okay, this guy might have some talent. And then you see some things where he's doing NBA type movements and the little things and that sort of thing. So you see a ton of potential there. I don't know when he might look to move to the next level or if he needs a couple more years of development. But you see those tools right away. And even against Arizona, he's had a couple good games and been able to go toe-to-toe with some of the best bigs in the country.
We're chatting with Jordan Ham, Sports 360 AZ. Jordan, I know your lovely wife, Sarah's been doing some work with the Women's Final Four, which is coming to Arizona. What's the excitement level up in the Valley about that event on the horizon?
Yeah, I think it's in a really cool spot. Women's college basketball as a whole, all four of the major universities here in the state have first-year head coaches. So I think there's a lot of excitement. I saw that, Becky Burke, even in a loss, they had incredible attendance numbers, and you can see the buy-in there. And while it may not be reflected on the win-loss right now, you can see the steps that program's taking. And Molly Miller has gotten ASU off to a great start. But with the Women's Final Four, I think there's a ton of buzz. It's coming very quickly. We're about 2 months out from it. Yeah. I mean, for so long it has felt like it's like, oh yeah, 6 months away, and now it's really ramping up. But there's going to be a lot of community events around that, and it's completely free. That's the cool part about this event in particular. Like if you're just a basketball fan, maybe you'll have a tough time getting a ticket to one of the games, but there is so much happening in downtown Phoenix, and you don't have to pay a dime to get in. So it's really cool the work they're putting in. And this is an all hands on deck type thing. It's not just the game or downtown Phoenix. They're doing so many community events and fan events. So I would keep an eye out for those over the next couple weeks.
There you go. Jordan Ham. You can follow him on the Twitter at Jordy Ham and at Sports 360 AZ. They do great work there covering all things Arizona sports throughout State 48. Jordan, always great to talk to you. We'll talk again soon.
Appreciate it, DK.
All right, Jordan Ham, Sports 360 AZ.
Nobody brings you the inside scoop on your Arizona Wildcats like we do. Today's Arizona Insiders are brought to you by Modelo, brewed for full-time Cats fans. Modelo, an official corporate sponsor of Arizona Athletics.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Collisions La Cholla north of Sunset, Kolb and Sabino Canyon. Southbound I-19 near Irvington, possible collision there. There are some slowdowns southbound I-19 approaching Irvington. Pretty heavy backups on the southbound I-19 frontage road approaching Irvington. 49, the overnight low, 78, sunny tomorrow, and 75 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Yep, it's a win-win. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
What's that song that goes ba-da-da-da-da-da-da?
You mean la-di-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee?
No, he's talking about bum 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 bum. No, that's not it.
All right, guys, we don't have time for this. Furnaces are breaking down, and we promise we'll be there in one day.
That's it.
With Alaskan AC service guarantee, we'll arrive in one day or your repair is free.
Oh, that song.
One of my favorites. If you have a problem today, Alaskan AC will get to you within one day.
If we don't, the whole repair is free, no matter how much.
So good, people are singing about it.
With Alaskan AC service guarantee, we'll arrive in one day or your repair is free.
Reminds me of that other song that goes boom, chicka boom, chicka boom.
I've never heard that.
Well, you're not as cultured as me. You have about as much culture as a bowl of yogurt.
With Alaskan AC service guarantee, we'll arrive in one day or your repair is free.
AlaskanAC.com.
JT Auto, where customers are family. Trust your vehicle to JT Auto professional and reliable automotive repair and maintenance services. JT Auto is conveniently located off Fort Lowell and Country Club. Open Monday through Friday. JT Auto is a full-service auto shop with satisfaction guaranteed, offering you the best in tires and wheels, auto repair, oil changes, computer diagnostics, suspension and brake service, and heating and AC. Bring your car to JT Auto, where customers are family. 623-7066. That's 623-7066.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Rain on game day doesn't faze Dave. He's already got his poncho. Just needs to do something about those wipers. So Dave heads to AutoZone,
Welcome to AutoZone.
where a friendly AutoZoner helps him get premium quiet wipers and some hand warmers.
You're all set.
Now, if only his team can handle the elements as well as his new wipers. Get wipers, glass cleaner, and more with no hassles, just help at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
The dice are hot and the cash is calling at Casino del Sol. Every day, swipe your Club Sol card for a free entry into our Friday drawings at 6 p.m., 7 p.m., and 8 p.m. Plus, every 250 slot or table points gets you an extra entry. If your name is drawn, you'll step up and roll the dice. And if you hit 5 of a kind, you'll take home $5,000 in cool cash. Only at Casino del Sol. Enterprise of the Bosco Yaqui Tribe.
Stay connected while you're on the go with the Wildcats Radio 1290 app. Listen to Arizona Wildcats play-by-play. Get the latest news on your teams and more, all in one place. Download Wildcats Radio 1290 app from the App Store or Google Play today. Wildcats Radio 1290 app is sponsored by Goodfellas Home Solutions.
For quality, honesty, and service you can count on, call Goodfellas Home Solutions. Because when you need help around the house, we can fix it. Need a kitchen or bathroom makeover? Dealing with a clogged drain, leaky faucet, or sewer issue? We'll take care of it fast. We handle just about anything under your roof. Goodfellas Home Solutions. GoodfellasAC.com.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
Presented by Robinhood, your money, your move. With Clint Kubiak being named head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders, Seahawks coach Mike McDonald will be looking for his third offensive coordinator in 3 years. We'll see if this has any impact on quarterback Sam Darnold, who finished top 10 in both touchdowns and yards in the regular season. This is why a lot of teams look for offensive-minded head coaches. It will be the first time 2 defensive head coaches will be in the Super Bowl in 7 years. I'm Adam Abdallah.
Presented by Robinhood.
He crosses, spins, pulls up.
With Robinhood Prediction Markets, buy or sell your predictions all game long. No house odds, just you versus the market. Put your sports IQ to work. Trade every shot, block, steal, run, and moment that shifts the game. With Robinhood Prediction Markets, trade every play. Visit Robinhood.com/predict to start trading. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Final segment of our show today. Don't forget, tomorrow we'll be with you from campus. national championship celebration for the two-time now titleist from the University of Arizona in triathlon. Arizona Triathlon won a national championship last year in just their third season, won it again this year, back-to-back national champions. So we will celebrate them tomorrow with a program that will begin on campus at 3:45. We'll carry that for you live. And we will also have interviews coming up for you around that event. And then at 5:30, it's the Pro Bowl games, live from San Francisco. Arizona Wildcat grad Ryan Radke will have a chance to anchor that. And since we're talking about the Pro Bowl games, why don't we just go ahead and get our Casino del Sol replay out of the way right now, Dragon Ball?
Let's do it.
The Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
All right, earlier in the show, we had a chance to chat with Toby Bourguet, Tucson Turf Elite Football here in Southern Arizona. He is in San Francisco for the Pro Bowl games. He's coaching, helping to coach up these NFL guys on how to play flag football, because again, just because you can get out there and play real football doesn't mean you know diddly squat about how the game of flag football works. And Toby Bourguet has been an aficionado of youth flag football and adult flag football and 7-on-7 here in the Southern Arizona for many, many years. He's got a tremendous opportunity that's been afforded him to work this week up in San Francisco under the tutelage of this fine Pro Bowl Games event. And we asked him about what that's like and interacting with some of the NFLers that are going to be participating in the flag football event.
Yeah. So a lot of people, I've got a lot of partners out there that I don't throw that out very often because I don't ever want to leverage Bijan's name like that. But like when Oakley found out that Bijan was one of our kids, they're like, "Are you kidding me? What? You've never mentioned this over the years." I'm like, well, yeah. I mean, it's it's like family. It's not like that. But Bijan's one of our kids. Like, absolutely. So seeing Bijan here, and he's having a great time and just doing what he does. But like you got guys like Puka, and you get to see these guys behind the curtain. It's a neat deal.
So you mentioned like you're giving him pointers to like Shedeur Sanders. So I want to know what that conversation is like. So what are you telling Shedeur Sanders about? Because I don't know. I mean, I'm sure he played 7-on-7, maybe coming up. I mean, it was big in Texas. So, but what kind of things are you telling him that say, Shedeur, this is what you want to do. This is how you want to make this pass here, Shedeur.
Yeah, it's funny. He's bargaining with me for tips. So we'll meet up later today when we get back to the hotel and kind of go over some things. And just little things that are different with flag than regular football. Obviously we have a few tricks on our sleeve. Anybody who knows Tucson turf football and anybody who's actually been around even longer and seen me play will definitely see some things that you're going to be like. I think it's Leonardo DiCaprio when it's that meme where he like points at the TV, like and goes like, "Hey, there's gonna be some people out there that I played against. They're gonna have some moments like, wait a second, I know that play." Yeah, there's gonna be some moments like that because I've basically scrubbed the playbook a couple times in the last 72 hours and been like, okay, no, this is what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make it where the kids that are going to be watching the Pro Bowl, they watch the Pro Bowl and they're like, oh, this is flag football. This is like what we play flag football. I don't want it to be like you can go to any college or NFL practice and you can see 7-on-7.
Right.
It's scary. It's just it's normal, and there's normal plays. You just run your normal plays, which is cool, which works. But what I'm trying to implement and try to get the NFL and the Pro Bowlers to recognize is that if we add a little flair to it, then you make it flag football, like pitching the ball down the field. Like you don't normally do that because you don't want to fumble. In flag football, you can pitch down the field, and if it hits the ground, it's not a fumble. It's dead.
Today's Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
See, now that gives you a reason because this is the second year, I believe, maybe the third year they've done it in this version where they stopped playing the game because, again, the Pro Bowl as an actual game was a dangerous and not very entertaining game because, again, you don't want to get anybody hurt out there.
Just because Sean Taylor blew up that one punter from the Bills, all of a sudden people are saying it's a dangerous game.
You don't want your $1 million players out there blowing out knees playing in an exhibition football game. That's for sure. Anyway, so yeah, I be quite honest with you. I don't know that I did not really watch it last year. They've moved it. I think this is the first time I know they've moved it off Sunday, and they've moved it to Tuesday. So generally, it was still on the Sunday before the Super Bowl. But again, having some local flavor there. Obviously, Toby mentioned that Bijan's going to be a part of it. Bijan Robinson. I know that the Falcons are probably holding their breath on that, but again, it's you got some local flavor to it with Bijan playing in it, and Toby coaching in it, and it's just a great testament to football here in Southern Arizona and some of the people that we have involved in the game right now, and to be able to have flag football. And I thought that was really cool what he said, that eventually it's going to be Division I for girls. I can't wait for that to happen. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to see that and see how that as we continue to grow the high school game, more schools are adding it. South Point Catholic won a state title, girls flag football in their first season this past year. So it's just been really cool to see a lot of that as the game of flag football continues to grow, and even more so on the girls' side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, and to be honest with you, DK, I didn't even realize there was a Pro Bowl event happening on a Tuesday. I assumed it was just on Sunday like it has always been up until you mentioned it to me today when prepping me for tomorrow's work. I was like, wait, what? The Pro Bowl's on Tuesday? Oh, yeah. Sure enough, it's on Tuesday. I just miss the days where the Pro Bowl seemingly was just like a competition of like certain skills. Like I miss the old NFL quarterback challenge. That's a thing that I wish we would bring back, where you have the distance throw, you have the rings and everything like that. Like, I want it to be done, but I want to be done in Hawaii, where it's nice and sunny, everybody's having a good time. That's the era of the Pro Bowl that I miss desperately. Seeing Larry Allen bench press 400 pounds 26 consecutive times and guys getting mad. He's like, oh, he beat me by one rep and all that. That's the fun Pro Bowl. Right. That's the Pro Bowl I like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or watching Darryl Green beat out guys at age 40, and he's beating guys half his age in the 40-yard dash.
He could still, when he could run fast, man. Let me tell you, he was running faster than guys half his age at 41. Darryl Green, some great things to see there. All right, before we get out of here today, I do want to mention once again, obviously, we continue to follow the story involving Nancy Guthrie, the mother of NBC Today Show anchor and Tucson native Savannah Guthrie, who's been missing since late Saturday night here in Southern Arizona in the foothills. Savannah did release a statement, graduate of Amphi High School, did release a statement earlier today, and I'll read that to you. It said, on behalf of our family, I want to thank everyone for their thoughts and prayers and messages of support. Right now, our focus remains on the safe return of our dear mom. This is a statement earlier from Savannah Guthrie. She would go on to say in that statement that if you have any information, they thank law enforcement for their hard work on the case, encouraging anyone with information to contact the Pima County Sheriff's Department. A couple of numbers in which you can do that: 520-351-4900, 520-351-4900, and also you can contact 88 Crime, 520-882-7463, 88 Crime as well. If you have any information on the disappearance of Savannah Guthrie's mom, Nancy, just a very unfortunate situation that's been transpiring now over the course of the last 24 plus hours, and we do hope that she returns home safely. But Sheriff Chris Nanos did say in a press conference earlier today that they believe she may have been abducted, kidnapped from her home up in the foothills. So just a sad story right now that continues to permeate here in Southern Arizona and involving one of the brightest stars to come out of this community in journalist and Today Show anchor Savannah Guthrie. All right, again, don't forget tomorrow. We'll be out at campus for the celebration of the national champion triathlon team at the University of Arizona, second consecutive national championship team. Our coverage will begin right at 3 o'clock. DK on the Sports Tip at 3 o'clock. The program begins at 3:45. We will carry that program live for you. We'll have interviews before. We'll have interviews after the program as well. We'll take you tomorrow from 3 o'clock right up until 5:30. And then at 5:30, it is the Pro Bowl games broadcast, anchored again by another Arizona Wildcat, Ryan Ratke, and involving the likes of Tucsonans, Toby Bourget and Bijan Robinson as well. So that should be a whole lot of fun up as Super Bowl week gets underway. And, of course, we will have the game for you here coming up on Saturday, your only place to hear complete coverage beginning at noon with pregame coverage all throughout the afternoon, right up to kickoff at around 4:45 generally here in Tucson. Super Bowl 60 between the Seahawks and the New England Patriots. So you'll hear it right here. All right, thanks to Toby Bourget for joining us. Thanks to Jordan Ham from Sports 360 AZ for cricket and Dragon Ball. My name is David Kelly. That is our time for tonight. Thank you very much for your time. We will talk to you again tomorrow. Stay safe out there, and hold your loved ones close as we continue that search again for Nancy Guthrie. Have a great evening, everybody. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic. We've got a collision on I-19 southbound near Irvington. Some slowing on southbound I-19 near Irvington Road. A lot of backups for Alvernon at Grant Road. A lot of road work at that intersection. Travel on Alvernon at Grant down to 1 lane and backups right now. Both directions on Alvernon at Grant. That's your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
They say time flies like a sparrow.
And fruit flies like a banana. We're off to a great start.
If you two don't mind, I'd like to tell our customers about something they won't do in 2026.
I'm not doing a lot of things. Like changing your socks.
Guys, I'm talking about no payments or interest for a full year on a new system.
Oh, people are going to like that. You should tell them.
As I was saying, Alaskan AC can install a brand new heating and air system and have no payments or interest for a year.
365 days.
12 months.
You'll get all the comfort, and you won't write a check for a whole year.
Ha! Ron still writes checks.
He's so old, the first picture of him was an oil painting.
You guys having fun?
I never have fun.
I'm having a little fun.
This is big. With approved credit, get a spanking new furnace and AC system. No payments or interest for a year.
Spanking new?
Ron talks old-timey.
Schedule your appointment today, whenever you want, online at AlaskanAC.com.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
I'm Dr. Howard Levine, Director of Cleveland Nasal Sinus and Sleep Center. During cold and flu season, I tell my patients the key to staying well is to pull out germs, mucus, bacteria, and viruses from the nose using the Navage-powered nasal irrigator. I irrigate my own nose daily with Navage to stay healthy and after seeing sick patients.
For drug-free congestion relief, trust #1 doctor-recommended Navage.
Available at CVS and Target.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. After my husband died, the last thing I wanted to think about was money. Ethos made it affordable to get life insurance. Signing up was fast and 100% online. I knew that I could pay our mortgage and have food in the fridge. I could focus on my kids. No one ever tells you how much you're going to depend on that policy. I am so grateful we had coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. That's ethos.com/save. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Everyone loves to get together for food, fun, and sports. But what's the best spot? I'm Josh Bishop, owner of Fork and Fire, Catalina, and Oro Valley. My brother, best friend, and I have been cooking for one another and for our neighbors for years, and we get to live our passion every day at Fork and Fire. At our Catalina Grill, you'll love the elevated bar fare and barbecue, served in our relaxed and fun neighborhood grill. Fork and Fire Catalina, where great food meets good times and a strong community. Bring everyone on down to Fork and Fire in Catalina and Oro Valley.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be signs that your digestive system isn't working at its best? But taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil supports your daily digestive health using a special plant-based fiber called psyllium. Psyllium works by forming a gel in your digestive system to trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Metamucil's gelling action also helps to promote heart health and slows down sugar absorption to promote healthy blood sugar levels. Start feeling lighter and more energetic by taking Metamucil every day.
Every day is a balancing act, with work, family, goals, all asking for more. It helps to have tools that meet you at every step and a team that will always be by your side. We're ICCU. We're a credit union that has been helping members achieve financial success since 1940. In fact, we put members' success first, one by one, year after year, for 85 years and counting. Now, we're here for you, Tucson. Join us, ICCU.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.